Previously on The Mind and the Martyr, we joined our adventurers on an air cruise ship. Aiden Arizenti and Jotra Quill Sharpener traded for a strange book written in a celestial cipher. Soup, Ishjan, Athenos, and Oren Thistlefoot all met up for drinks when a piercing headache occurred in all the magic users, indicating that someone marked by the Magicanum was present. On top of that, everyone heard a huge metallic creaking noise throughout the ship. The crew began to investigate, only to find that every person on board was being poofed somewhere else. The last one present was a big burly manager that told Oren he'd be back to see him. But Oren isn't sure what that means. It looked to our heroes as if everyone was being taken to another ship, while this one was being destroyed. So they hijacked some hoverbikes and turned back to see this giant shrouded monster shooting blackened debris at them. It disappeared just before their bikes broke and they hit the water. Now they're stuck on a beach in the middle of nowhere and find out that Ishtan is the marked one. The Magicanum removed part of her soul, and that Jotra got kicked out of college for stealing a rare gem that lives in his hummingbird. After all of that, they're just trying to go to sleep when they hear a cry for help break through the night's silence. What could be next?
Hey, folks! Welcome back to episode 2! Episode 2 of The Mind and the Martyr. As you can see, our absolutely wonderful cast has rejoined us. I would hope so, or there would be no show. We have 2 sponsors for episode 2, and they will be carrying on through us for the rest of the campaign. So, first sponsor we have is the wonderful DM Emporium. Ty, did you want to take it there, or?
Sure. DM Emporium, it's a great spot to find anything to enhance your home game, whether it's dice to match your character, because I'm the personal belief every character deserves their own dice. Or you can find drinking horns, Viking drinking horns, minis. There's flock to put on your miniatures so that it looks like grass, all sorts of just whatever you need for D&D. We're trying to find everything to put it there. I do run it. No, I'm not going to throw up any, pretenses, but it's a fabulous, wondrous place, and I hope you enjoy it. If you use the code FWRD, you can get yourself a 5% discount, and everybody who uses that discount code, that money, 5% of that goes directly to the channel. So if you want to see us grow, if you like what we do, and you want dice at the same time, we got you covered.
Awesome. And we have a new sponsor from our lovely friends at So Nerdware. These folks are absolutely wonderful. They create a whole bunch of different merchandise, both for themselves and for a lot of other streamers that you would probably recognize as you look through their logos. Their stuff's of really good quality. A lot of the folks here and a lot of the folks that we know have quite a bit of their gear, and they also attest to it. Go ahead and chuck in friends at the checkout to get 10% off. And I definitely recommend it. You would both be supporting us here, and you would be supporting a whole bunch of other streamers and content creators as well. So win-win.
That reminds me, I actually screwed that up. It's a 10% discount for DMEmporium.com. I forgot. Not a 5. It's a 10%. So, I don't know why I'm in charge of it. That's not a great sign.
You just wanted to undersell it first, and then it was like, nah.
Yeah. But wait, there's more!
Yes! Me to it. You beat me to it.
All good.
You call right now. No.
Yeah, if you call right now, we'll
If
add
you
in a
call within the
blender.
next 5 minutes.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I could do codes that are only available during the game. So keep watching next week. I'm going to try that out. You might find yourself an extra discount. That's a good idea.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, wonderful. We're going to do a quick round the horn just for everybody to kind of introduce themselves again, as we are still relatively early into the campaign. We shall start with Ty is actually the first on my screen, so hey.
So I will be playing Jotra Quill Sharpener. He is a Zrifneblin, Deep Gnome, who is a... Oh, thank you, Resonum, for the host. That is fabulous and amazing. So Jotra is a Zrifneblin. He is an artificer, so obsessed with the magical tinkering that takes place in the world. He recently, last episode, exposed that he stole something. He's very young. Nobody knows exactly how young quite yet, but he has all sorts of magical items and stuff around him. And that's kind of Jotra for now. We'll see how he grows.
All right. Next one, Adam.
Oh, hello. My name is Adam. You can find me at the handle above, Adam Hardy VO. I will be playing Oren Thistlefoot, the Halfling monk, who is, kind of a wanderer, a traveler. He gets antsy when he sits in one place for too long, which was, kind of weird when he was at the monastery, because they're all very calm. And he is not.
And that in general is just a character trait in itself. Just, they are calm, he is not. Sean.
Howdy. I'm Sean, aka No Tweet Sean on Twitter. I'll be playing Soup. Soup is a kobold fighter. He's about 3'2", and interesting.
Succinct, to the point. I like it. All right.
Just like Soup.
Did you say
Cole,
Cole?
go ahead.
That's me. Hi, I'm Cole.
Yes.
I play Eridin
Yes.
Azenti. She is a purple tiefling, and she's got a clockwork arm and a wing, and she doesn't know why. And she's a wizard and stuff. Yeah, that's it. I did it.
You can see we're going with the succinct version. Clearly, everyone is just ready to play.
I need to know what happened.
Drac.
So I'm Draconics, or Drac, and I am playing Athanos, a Yuan-Ti warlock. And I think one that we revealed was an unwilling warlock, but he's making the most of what he's got. But yeah, he's a pirate, so the law doesn't mean much to him, and I feel like we might see that soon. But yeah,
Oh, no.
that's what I'm playing now.
Oh god. Oh god.
Awesome. And Jen.
All right, I will be playing Ishtin. Ishtin is a Triton, and she is a fighter, and she likes to be a fighter. And it was revealed last time that Ishtin is marked. She used to be a magic user, but the Magic Hanam, the ruling body of all magic users, took her magic from her, and she wants it back. And she wants the mark on her removed because all magic users can feel that she has been punished. And so she would like that to stop, please.
All right. As you can see, a wonderful, colorful cast of characters. Unless there's anything else that needs to be said, I think diving right into it is probably going to be the best thing to do here. Where we last left off, our wonderful band of, let's call them a motley crew, shall we? They were traveling on an airship on the way to the city of Zatane. They had found out recently that someone or something has been watching them and paying attention to their movements and their current location. After a small spout of meeting each other and dinner dates and a very intense racing episode, our party found themselves in a rather strange situation where people just suddenly started vanishing from the ship. After some horrible sounds and heading up to the surface, they found an individual who called out Oren by name and disappeared. As such, the ship began to crash. Our interesting group here decided to jump onto the racing bikes, get themselves mounted and ready to go, and escaped a barrage of blasts as this other ship appeared almost out of nowhere. And as swiftly as it came, it disappeared, taking the airship that they were on with them. We crash landed and had a small discussion about everyone's different reasons for being here. Just a teeny tiny one, including some reveals of some certain character traits, as well as a cry for help coming out of the distance.
And if you want to hear that
is where
discussion,
we are coming back.
that discussion will be up on our YouTube very soon. We did lose a bit of that, so we did. It's going to come up. Don't worry. We recovered it.
Yes, recovered. Made better. No, yeah, we did have to do a quick re-recording due to some lost footage, but yeah, you'll be able to see that very, very soon, and I would recommend it. It is far more than I can give credit for here. So yeah, go take a look. These guys are awesome. Coming back, we find ourselves at the campfire. You guys have probably just finished your meal when you've heard this "help" from the distance, coming from the direction of the end of the alcove in this overgrown kind of pathway of flora and fauna and vines.
Does it sound human? Is it a low voice? Is it a high voice? Can we make anything out from it?
It is a relatively high voice. It is definitely sounds like it's coming from a humanoid.
Yeah, humanoid.
Soup is immediately going to put the fire out.
Yeah, and I immediately pull up my gun.
Oren is gonna reach for his quarterstaff, realize that he left it in his bunk, and go, shite. And he checks himself real quick, and he checks one of his pockets, and then he reaches a little bit lower and pulls out a couple shurikens.
Jotra's gonna pull shield and short sword, and then he's gonna just start running over towards the person who was calling for help.
Oh, Jotra! Let there be some black. No, wait.
And he's gonna start hacking at the path. No, we need to get over to them. They need our help now.
No. Jotra. Oh my god.
Oh shite! Well, let's go help the lad. Let's go.
Eridan's already running after him.
We're coming.
I'm definitely noticeably lagging behind because why are we risking our lives?
I take a second to roll my eyes at Athenos and then run to catch up.
No. As everybody catches up, I'm going to pop out Calamos, my tiny bird, and then have them charge up some magic stones as I'm just hacking away at the undergrowth, because I'm assuming it's my 3-foot height is going to have trouble with it.
You're carving out a decent path for yourself.
Okay.
That's fine. That's not a problem.
Oren's right behind you. Like
you, Oren, and Soup can get under there, no problem.
Okay.
As for the rest of you, you could probably drop to the ground and crawl through, or you can just go ahead and start hacking away yourselves.
Oh, okay. Someone get this.
I have my scimitar and I'm.
And I'm just behind everyone, like, why are we going towards the screaming?
Because the little one went toward the stream, and we don't want him to get eaten, so now we have to go too.
I mean, if he makes a mistake, he made a mistake. He has to live with it or die with it.
But he is very sweet, and I don't want to do that. I don't want him to do that at all. So we have to find him.
Okay.
There's another. Help! You can hear a specific sound of like that choking all of a sudden.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Can I like fly through it? Or is it like all brush? Can I fly over it?
It's all overgrown. By this point, you're getting towards the end of it, and as you're kind of hacking your way through, you've managed to catch up with Jotra in the stride. As you're getting towards the end of this growth, you suddenly hear some kind of creature in pain. There's then a specific dunk on the ground.
How close are we to this? Does this sound like?
You're getting closer, like noticeably closer.
Okay. Is there a way that Sue could like climb up like some of the growth and see if maybe he can get on top of it to see?
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Sure.
First roll of the night.
He's super not good at those. He's a fighter. Yeah, that's a 6.
Soup sees
Go
everything,
ahead and kind
yes?
of. You go ahead and grab the vines, and as you do so, when you kind of attempt to lift yourself, your claws just cut through the vines. None of them are actually dense enough to be able to grab and take your weight, but yeah.
I'm gonna send Calamos up, and so it's a homunculus service on me. So I'm just gonna send it up to Scout since I can't see through the eyes. I'm gonna be like, 2 trips if we can make it there in time, and then I'm gonna just keep hacking and moving forward.
And it, as it goes up and you continue to hack away, there's 2 chirps as you cut through the final section. And you open up into this strangely dead area, actually. You take a look as your final swipe seems to cut through these brownish black vines instead of the slightly greener ones that you've been cutting through before. As you step through, you take a look around at what appears to be almost this wasteland that has been almost walled off across the horizon. And you can see specifically the divide between the lush green grass and this just dead lands over to your left-hand side. And it appears to be at this border where the wall has begun to break away that this scene is unfolding before you.
This is not a good thing.
No.
Certainly not.
This is just a circle of death.
And someone's
As you
in
come-
Gives me the creeps.
As you come forward, you can see what appears to be a small broken caravan with a few bodies, probably about 60, 70 foot away at this point.
When you say a few,
So, at 60 feet.
4 humanoid, 3 that are not humanoid.
bodies meaning
And
On the ground.
everybody's just obviously dead, or is there anybody who seems like they might be
Still
on the cusp, like just barely alive?
Right now, you can't see any movement.
I'm gonna send Calamus up and be like, any obvious attackers, magic stone. And then I'm gonna keep hacking and walking.
Yeah, and I'm gonna come out, and I kind of want to slowly creep towards the wagon and just have a shuriken ready.
Okay.
I want to put my hand on Oren's shoulder, and I want to send Ash to Laura instead. And my eyes glow, and Ash to Laura is gonna go take a perimeter check.
I'm gonna approach Jotra and just say really quick, are you sure we're going there? We're definitely going there. You're not going to stop, are you?
Someone needs help.
All right, and then I go step in front of him and start walking in the direction of the caravan.
And you're much faster than me.
Oh nope!
Soup is
Can't
going
hear
to go
or see, so I would
around.
stop you, but I can't.
Oh, too bad. That is too bad. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I
didn't
was
say
Oren's
that.
sitting there. He has
I
his
didn't say
shoulder. He has Eridan's hand like on his shoulder, and he's just going, "Are you all right? Are you? Do you need help?
Deaf
Are
and
you
blind.
okay?" No idea what that is. He's
Oh,
Oren, just let her stay there. She cannot see right now. She's okay. She's doing a magic thing. It's just weird. Just stay.
Oh.
It's fine.
can I roll perception for Ash to Laura?
Well, the first thing you notice as you step forward is this wall essentially cuts the landscape in half. And you can see it carry on pretty much way past your current vision. And where it comes by, it wraps around and actually connects into the cliffside on your left-hand side that you can see. And you can see all of this dead land through the cracks of the wall. But everything on your side of the wall appears to be green and growing. And as you kind of take a few steps forward, there's the sudden sound of on the side of the other side of the caravan as you all begin to kind of coalesce and wrap your way around. Who's getting there first? Would it be Ash to Laura, I guess?
Has
Ash
my
to Laura!
has Calamos seen anything to fire magic stone at?
Calamos has seen an individual, but they are not an obvious attacker.
Okay.
That was your exact wording, I believe.
Yep.
So, no magic stone has been fired.
But Ash to Laura.
Ash to Laura, I think, is the first one. Through Ash to Laura's eyes, you see this strange creature with kind of gnashing jaws has been pinned down by this gentleman standing in slightly run down steel and silver armor. He's striking with his sword directly into the neck of the creature and has it pinned there, just waiting until it eventually goes limp. He goes ahead and kind of twists the sword a little bit. You notice he's actually got quite a sad expression on his face as he's kind of looking towards this creature. He pulls the blade, reaches down, and rests a hand on its head. And you see it. You see him sigh before standing up and cleaning his blade on his armor.
Does he have is there any like symbol on him, like any sort of like insignia or
So, if you're looking at him directly, he is in full plate mail that looks like it has been treated, but not recently. Looks like he's been on the road for a little while. And it's very heavily interlocked. He has this long sword in his hand, and in the other he has a shield. And on this shield, you can see two whirlpools next to each other. And as they spin, the currents are actually beginning to intersect with each other. And they begin to flow both together and apart. And that is the symbol that you see.
I'm going to keep advancing on the caravan, assuming that everyone follows me.
Right
And
behind
I have my glaive out, of course. I always have my glaive, but it is out in front of me.
Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you trying to be threatening?
I'm trying to be threatening. I should not bother trying to be stealthy. That would be silly.
you.
Okay.
Just up anyway.
I love Ishton
Just
so
keep-
much.
Tapping on Eridan's hand like, are you all right, lass? Are you back with us? Can I move now?
And as I start seeing this, like I'm whispering, like this gentleman behind the car, he's got a shield with.
You don't need to whisper! Speak up! Oh, she can't hear me.
She can't hear you.
Who's there?
There's a guy. There's a guy. He's in armor. He just killed something. Oi! Metal man!
Come back.
Come on out!
We heard a call for help. We're here to help.
That you screaming?
Who is actually is anyone going around the other side yet, or are you just calling out?
Laura's on top. I imagine like on top of the caravan, kind of doing like one of these, and she's just gonna stay right there.
Jotra's gonna go under the cart.
She
Doesn't have to, since he doesn't have to go around. He's just gonna kind of pull his shield in front of him. He's gonna go under the cart and he's like, "Hi, do you need help?"
I will go stand in front of him.
This is
Soup is not
Ishton.
really
She's here to help too.
around.
Soup is way back there.
Yeah, he's way back in the brush, like going, you guys just going in the open? Okay, I'm gonna go this way.
I'm gonna do the smart
Oren's
thing.
gonna run up and kind of stay behind Jotra under the cart and just kind of have his back.
Really, you are all hiding under a cart. Okay.
Is
Hello.
Ishton going around the one side?
Yeah, I went around to go in front of where Jotra is.
Eridan
I'm
gets
still
you on the
Jotra
Eridan.
and whatever it
Eridan
is.
watching you from the other side. So we're flanking him, and then there's two under the cart
Okay.
and two on the
I'm
other side.
between him and Jotra, like
It's-
right in front of Jotra. Like Jotra has to. You're gonna have to look around me.
This is Ishton.
Hello. Who are you?
Is that you crawling for help?
So as you come around the corner, his long sword raises and his shield comes to his chest. And as he sees that you're humanoid, he kind of... You're not one of those. Good.
Did you hurt these people?
What happened?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you killed them.
Well,
Clearly,
while
but-
this is happening, I would like
Also
to
no.
investigate the bodies.
Also, no.
Okay,
what
because I
happened?
haven't.
Yay, pirate.
Roll a medicine check for me if you want to see whether they're like the wounds, or if you're looking
Yeah.
specifically for stuff, it's investigation.
Ooh, oh no! Oh, that's a good question. Am I looking for stuff?
That's what I
For
thought you were
both?
saying.
I'll go with medicine. I'll look just to check what kind of wounds they have. That's a 17.
Okay. Was that, sorry, investigation or
Medicine.
medicine? Okay. One of the bodies has quite obvious wounds. You can see where some creature has bitten across its throat and just pulled, essentially. As you take a look through the others, you can see bite marks and scratch marks as you're checking across. And the gentleman you're speaking to just goes ahead and takes his helmet off. And as he does so, you can see kind of a longish, like slicked back hair that is relatively red. His eyes appear to be slightly wider than a normal humanoid's eyes are. And you can see that he has 2 sets of pupils and 2 sets of irises in both eyes. One that hangs there, just in the corners of his eyes, and ones that hang in the regular zone you would expect a humanoid to. He goes ahead and he runs a hand across his face, and as he pulls his lips apart, you can see a set of 2 fangs coming down and 2 fangs coming up. As he just... To answer your question, no. These things did.
What is it?
Never seen one of these before?
No.
He goes ahead and twists his blade and kind of jams it into the ground as he goes ahead and takes a knee. These things are called blink dogs. Interesting little creatures.
Get like right up and look over at him, just like right next to him.
I was hitching a ride on the way to Zatane from these lovely people when we were attacked. Unfortunately, the problem with these things is that they can teleport.
Teleporting. That's fascinating. Is it an innate ability, like in their blood, or is there a particular portal do they open, or is it just an instantaneous kind of teleportation?
It's innate.
Innate.
They can do it as if it was just moving.
But there are more of them.
Well, I surely hope not.
Do I have
He goes
any
ahead and
vials?
kind of... I would assume you'd probably have a few as an artificer.
So I'm just gonna pull out a vial and then immediately go into I just make a little hole and take some of the blood and be like, if we can manage to capture the properties, or even maybe make a rune out of the blood, using the innate magic inside of it, we might be able to use this towards not the time.
Not the time. Not the time at all. Are they native to this jungle or forest?
There's a few of them that have appeared in the Deadlands, but never across the wall. I assume and he points his blade. I assume the breach probably has a reason for that, but this was not my job, this was not my quarry, therefore I will have to deal with that another time. He goes ahead and sheathes his blade.
Still waits till the vial's full, caps it off, puts it in his pocket.
Sorry, the what?
What's the breach?
Breach.
He just means the breach in the wall. And this is when Athenos just walks up towards everyone, like, yeah, this is a hole in the wall. So I'm assuming the blink dog you said? I'm assuming they got through that way.
More literal in this sense, I'm afraid. Yes, the breach in the wall. This wall is, he kind of taps his shield against it. He kind of walks over, just ding, and you see a slight shimmer. It's just, the wall's here for a reason. And whatever's in there, in, and whatever's out here, out. Well, unless you go up to the gateway, and then they might let you past.
What happened? Why did they have to wall it off?
You're not locals, are you?
It's
Well,
obvious.
Yes, it's very obvious.
No, City Mirrors.
Well, before we start on information, how about we take a few steps back? 1, are you going to kill me?
Not yet.
No.
I don't know, maybe.
You're gonna give us a reason.
Hi, I'm Jotra. We're not gonna kill you. And he just puts out a hand. Jotra Quill Sharpener. I am an artificer. I come from the City of Mirrors, and I'm Zerf Neblin, as you can see. Although I've never met someone with such fascinating eyes. But that's me, and I would like to shake your hand to start on good feet.
As he grins, the teeth kind of slightly exposed as he reaches out and takes your hand.
Are you going to tell him your birthday and the name of your best friend?
I don't think
So,
I have a best.
I've never met a deep gnome before,
What a character.
and you have never met a shifter before, so I think this puts us on even ground.
Shifter. It's fascinating. Wait, I assume by the name you shift into some. What do you shift into? If I can ask, is that rude? I don't mean to be rude. I apologize.
What's
Sorry.
a shifter?
We're gonna find out so much lore because Ishton's just gonna be like, "Tell me." It'll be great. It'll be fascinating.
Kind of smiles and the eyes trail over to you as he kind of goes, "You're an interesting one. You don't take any shit, do you?"
No, definitely not.
She doesn't have the patience
I like
for shit.
Don't
Yeah,
call her
he
a
smiles.
bitch.
She just gives Oren a glance. Just a little smile.
Eridan's gonna kind of
told
give
him
a
not
weird
to.
look because she wasn't there for that, and she's just gonna be like, "I don't think you should be calling anyone that." But
What's a shifter?
Well, we could start with name. Like, that's probably better. But yeah, I'd be super curious.
Jotra, I asked him a question. Let's let him answer it.
Okay.
Well, what is a human?
A
Not
human
shifter.
is a bipedal creature who is,
Oh no, you're not one of these, are you?
possibly.
all right.
I don't know what is one of these. I'm sorry.
He goes ahead and kind of rolls his shoulders and pulls the straps on his shield as he.
Well, it's
All right, so
Eridan puts a hand on Jotra's shoulder.
let's get down to brass tacks then, shall we? I am a shifter. We are bestial humanoids. We carry traits in our bloodline that connect us closer to the animals that we grew up and lived with. I, myself, am what's known as a wild hunter. We do not have the strength or the constitution of some of my race, but instead, I'm very good at keeping an eye on the surroundings. And in my line of work, that is very important. So, he literally just kind of
Yeah,
begins to articulate as just.
yeah. I just stare at
well,
him, sound like what?
Oh,
What?
so
You might
you
say.
know Ishton. Ishton's awesome. Actually, everybody's pretty awesome. This is Eridan. She's very cool. A tiefling. And then we've got. I don't see. We've got. Where is it? Oh, Oren. That's Oren over there. He's a halfling. And then is Athenos. I think I see. There's Athenos.
Can you
Yuan-Ti.
not like
And that's kind of us. Information you told us, and we told you. Soup is around here somewhere. He's a little lizard guy. He's very cool.
Athenos, how did the bodies look? Were they killed by dogs?
definitely by dogs. Someone's missing a throat. They're not going to recover.
Oh, that's
from that one.
pleasant.
I mean, I can take someone's throat out too. That does not necessarily mean
It was
it's dogs,
it was
but-
definitely a bite. It was definitely
looks
a
like dogs.
dog bite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you turn into a dog?
Oh boy.
He seems almost like taken aback by this comment. As he's just,
Eridan's just kind of like, oh.
no,
All right then.
Oh,
no, I do not.
Insight
cool
check.
though.
Go ahead.
So you
As
said you.
literal sword in dog.
So,
13.
He's not lying. He does not turn into a dog.
That's good.
you said you were traveling to the near city, correct? What brought you to this caravan before the unfortunate circumstances?
Nice and simple. Needed a faster way to get to the city.
Okay.
Then I saw the breach of the wall and decided to come and investigate. And these lovely people here decided that it was their charge to come with me. Well, as you can see, they made their last mistake.
Do you know how to fix the breach in the wall?
Not my thing, unfortunately. I just deal with whatever comes through it.
And what is
So-
your thing, may
Oh.
I ask?
I have a tendency to deal with things that do not belong in this world. That is my charge.
But if you were traveling with a group of people in order to, and you saw the breach in the wall on the way, would not this breach in the wall become your new charge? And then you'd have to stay here and watch over it until somebody who could fix the wall fixed it? Or is this a temporary patch where you watch over it and then you report it to somebody else who then can come and fix it?
That was a lot of words in a very short amount of time.
Are
I
you
work
here
that
to
way.
fix the wall, or are you just waiting for someone else to come do it?
She said it.
I was waiting here to take a look, to see what was going on, to make sure there wasn't any foul play involved. I do not think I have removed that idea. However, looking around and looking at the fact that whatever these creatures are on the other side can get through, well, I need to go and inform someone.
I would like to sneak up behind this individual.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Can we see Scoop sneaking up behind him since we're looking at him?
Depends
Yeah.
on the roll. I lost him completely. Like,
24. Natural 20.
Oh my god, Ty, that tankard
Nice.
though.
it's that kind of Thursday.
I hope he still sees me. It would be amazing.
Chat, this one's for you.
You go ahead and step forwards. How are you gonna sneak up on this guy?
So, Soup is the entire time everyone's been investigating everything. Soup has been going through the undergrowth around to the other side, so that if they did incur like a threat that he could ambush it from the other side. He's put his weapon away, hearing the conversation, and is just kind of like crawling, and then like just walks slowly, like shifts to a walk right behind him, crosses his arms, and goes,
Sounds like a gatekeeper to me.
And as you say this, he doesn't jump. He's simply, his eyes turn to his peripheral as that second iris locks into yours, as he says, "I prefer Watcher, but we can call it Gatekeeper." He goes ahead and kind of begins to brush off some of the dirt from his shield as he says, "You know, anyone else, that probably would have scared them. I'm impressed."
Can I do a history check on the symbol on his shield? See if I've read anything about it?
No, you can do a religion check though.
Religion check. Oh, that is still not bad, not bad. Okay. Oh yeah, 18.
Okay.
Pretty good.
It is the symbol of a vacant god known as Gratulitz.
Rathelitz.
The ebb and the flow. They are the most commonly, they're kind of the ones that in Veka has its own pantheon, but not many people actually worship it anymore, as they've realized that their perception is what matters. However, in history and in religious texts, there are a pantheon that exists. Gratulitz is the god of sea, the god of the storm, the god of the moon, and the god of change.
Your shield. Gratulitz, correct?
Not many people recognize it anymore.
Too much time in the library because I'm one of those. Could I look at the wall? Since it seems to be drawing its energy from the universe around it and being able to sustain itself without any manual insertion of magic from an outside force. As an artificer, there might be something I could glean from it and help with the repairs, maybe making your watching job a little easier.
Perhaps in your library you should have also practiced collation, but still. He goes ahead and steps two steps to the left and kind of openly.
Or I could not help. That's also fine. Go look at it.
Dotra, just here. I will come with you. I'm going to come with you, and I'm going to have a little talk with you.
No,
okay?
you keep an eye on him. He's just. I'm gonna look at this, and it's fine.
Jotra, I'm going to come with you. Athenos will keep an eye on him. All right?
All right. And I'm gonna go look at the wall and see if I can glean anything from it.
Astralora scampers after Jotra.
Erident, do you have something to say?
the 2 circles on the shield.
Mhm.
Do they match the tome that we took from the book? The book from the ship.
They do not match. However, the way that the whirlpools are positioned on the shield is not unusual.
Meaning, is there a correlation there or nah?
Meaning that the symbol doesn't look exactly the same. However, the whirlpools and the moons have the same positioning. As Gratolitz is the god of the moons.
Does this guy have any military insignias on him?
Looking at his armor is relatively clear in terms of military-based insignia. He does have a small amulet that's kind of the same kind of symbol that's on his shield. That's very small around his neck. But apart from that, the longsword and the armor are pretty much all that gives away.
You paladin mercenary?
Mercenary? Do I really give off that kind of vibe?
I don't know. Not good at vibes.
But you're good at sneaking.
Yeah.
Man of few words and a man of many. I can see why you all get along. So what is this anyway? Family outing? Traveling troupe?
Dunno.
Well, we just kind of ended up together.
Stranded strangers. It's probably more accurate.
Anyway,
Stranded strangers.
Brother Jotra gave you all of our names, so could we have yours?
Or should we just call you Shifter?
Should I just call you Small One?
It's rude.
Sure, if you want a fist in the face.
You're not there.
Oh no, he just yells that from the distance.
The others of my order call me Torn. So I guess that's what you can call me also.
On. All right then.
Okay. Torn. We're trying to get to the saying, can you help us?
Well, if we're heading the same place, it makes sense to travel together for a moment, I suppose.
Not like you got anywhere else to get you there.
Not inaccurate. He goes ahead and kind of looks upwards. Although perhaps a night's rest would also be a good idea.
He holds
Yeah.
up a fish.
You want fish?
Kind of
We had set up
hesitantly.
Camp when we heard all the screaming, so
Don't worry, it's
hesitantly
pretty
kind of
tasty.
begins to take it from you. And then takes a bite. Well, I'm not dead, so that's something.
You can give it some time. Anyway, I am tired. Let's set up camp. And I just turn around and start heading back to camp.
Kind of, the eyes kind of blink over. You on tea, right?
Isn't it obvious? I was like kind of gesture to my fangs that are sticking out the side of my face.
He, his mouth opens, revealing his, and he just kind of goes, "You didn't notice my."
I mean, I did. I just didn't want to say anything. I don't really point at people saying, "Hey, nice fangs."
He kind of chuckles as he goes, "You know, in my culture, that's actually a compliment."
Oh, well, as you can tell, I'm a UNT, so different cultures.
There's another nod as he twists his head around, and his peripherals go to Jotra.
How far away are we?
From Jotra or from the...
I followed Jotra, so...
Okay, you're not too
Yeah.
far. You're literally like 10 foot. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like within earshot, but also far enough that if you wanted to go ahead and whisper.
Yes. Jotra, so,
Hmm?
okay, just very quickly. All right. And I'm going to actually speak a little bit louder, so I don't know if she's actually whispering.
Yeah.
Do you know how when an animal, like, is being beat up by a bigger animal and it rolls over and it shows its tummy
Yeah.
to say, it's okay, I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
signal
then
of
the
surrender.
other big, yes, you do that a lot.
No,
Okay? Like,
actually-
no. When someone teases you, you don't have to go, look at my belly. You
Oh.
hurt me.
well, so the reason was because in that situation, we had 6-on-1, and so in order to draw him in to be comfortable, in order for him to tell us anything, we had to set a certain tone in the confrontation between him. So in order to show a imagined fealty or imagined surrender to him, that gives him the position to feel free to expose more than he probably would have if not, because then he feels like we are not a threat to him. So if we're not a threat, then he exposes more information, and then with Soup coming up behind him at that as well, we had a delicate balance of power where now he doesn't know where we're coming from. I
so
gave him merely
just
our
a
races,
moment.
but yeah, sorry.
Just a moment, Jotre. This is what I'm going to say. That
Yeah.
sounds very strategic and very smart. And I know that you are very smart and very strategic. And also, I think it's a bunch of bullshit because I think when people tease you, it hurts you. So
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay that it does that. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, perhaps we could help you to not maybe be quite so vulnerable. Yeah, to
Oh.
people's words, because some people they're going to say some bullshit. Yes. So I'm
Well,
just
yeah.
saying, let's not soft underbelly.
Well, I don't care what he says. I don't know him well enough to value his opinion yet. But I see what you're saying. If I do
Yes.
that to anybody else who like kind of were all hanging out, let me know, because that would be not strategic and make me sad.
Yes. I don't want him to hurt you, Jotra.
Oh, he doesn't matter yet. And then he's gonna keep walking towards the wall.
But you do.
Oh yes,
And she'll
way
follow
more.
him.
Of course. And then he makes his way to the wall.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh no.
as you get to the wall, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for
Oh
me.
snap! Okay, Arcana. Okay. 23.
All right. As you go ahead and touch the wall, and this shimmer kind of begins, and you can feel yourself suddenly pushed backwards. You go ahead and kind of take a look through the breach, and you can see just this massive deadland. You see what appears to be a single city in the distance, and a very large, sprawling volcano. And this is across a very, very, very large expanse. And as you take a look again at the wall, you can see where it has been shattered and broken away. And you can actually recognize that it was probably artificers that built this, as there is a very heavy and powerful enchantment on the wall itself.
The gap. I mean, do we feel air coming through it? Do we hear sounds? Like, is it just a regular gap? It's not just like something.
You still hear air. You still kind of, you still get that feeling across you, and there's still sounds from the other one. Well,
Okay.
what little sound there is on the other side.
Yes.
You can kind of see, or you can kind of hear crickets chirping and things like that, but nothing tremendous.
Are there any like loose bricks or anything from the wall?
There are a few kind of on the floor.
So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the bricks and see if I can see if there's like any magical ley lines or anything that I can complete, or if there's any runes or anything that if I put them back together and I used mending on the bricks and see if I could line it up and patch up the wall.
As you go ahead and take a look at the stones, as soon as you pick them up, you can immediately feel that these are now regular stone.
Oh no.
Whatever enchantment that was once on them is now no longer there. And as you're picking up a few other stones to check, everything that has been dislodged from this wall is no longer enchanted.
Can I tell from the damage, or at least try to see if it looks like it was like blown up by magical means versus like natural means versus, I don't know, like a giant Kool-Aid guy?
Oh yeah!
So, just for the record, I'm hoping it was the Kool-Aid guy.
Yes!
The big bag of evil guy.
You can go ahead and check through. There's no noticeable signs of, like, there's no, like, spell residue or scorch marks or anything like that. However, Ishtin, I want you to roll an Arcana check for me.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do.
18.
Ooh.
Okay. You may not be able to tell what broke the wall, but you know what spell has been cast.
Okay.
You have seen this enchantment before, although on a much, much larger scale. And this is designed to keep creatures both in and out. This is a very powerful, almost modified Wall of Force spell that has been actually intricately woven into this exact area. And as you go ahead and look at the rest of the wall as it sprawls onwards, you can see the same shimmer across for as far as you can see this wall.
This is large. This is immense.
It's insane.
Do you know how to do a wall of force?
Not even close. No, that is beyond my... Wait, you know what spell it is?
That is what this is, yes. Wall of force.
So, magic did you know?
She just smiles.
He gives you So, okay, I have so many questions, but for once I'll keep them to myself. Since, or actually, really, no, so you said it was from your blood. Are you, a sorcerer then? Something that had the innate magical ability? Do you think if we extracted it from your blood and reinserted your blood... No, that's insane. But do you think if it's bound to your blood, if there was a way to purify your blood, we could redo it that way?
I don't know, but right now I think we need to worry about the wall.
The wall, yes, of course.
Yes.
And Judge is going to kind of like shake his head. He's going to go back and he's going to start just placing, just trying to rebuild the stones as close as he can and then mending them kind of into place. So he's going to at least replace the wall portion of it. And he's like, it won't restore the magic, but at least it'll make it... Things like blink dogs or things like they might not be able to sense the magic. They're fey in origin, but they might not... It might be enough to at least give travelers or at least the Watchers some sort of less trouble.
It will make sound when they break through, so at least that might warn them. Also, it looks better. It looks a lot better this way.
Do you see the wards as well? And I kind of like point out the wards and stuff and everything that I found it. So actually, if you can help me line them up, we can make this much faster, especially the places I cannot reach. And now, as an artificer, I don't have access to magic. Now, did you feel the magic flow through you, through some sort of background energy like I've read about that I pull through the things, or did it come from literally within inside of you? I've always found it fascinating.
She actually, her face kind of drops. Like, there is no difference between us two in the way that it felt. Like my breath and my blood flow in and out of me and through me.
Well, they have no right to that either. It's something we will restore, I promise you. Yes. I'm sorry, if you just gotta tell me to shut up sometimes. It's okay, I know.
Oh, I do, and I will.
Okay,
I
good.
do, and I will.
Good. And then he keeps going back to the wall.
Working on what?
It's about now that the eyes have traced back through Torn's head, and he's tilted his head slightly. He just goes, I wouldn't worry about it. It's going to hold for now.
Okay. And then I just go through finishing the job because Jotra will not be able to not finish the job.
You can go ahead and put some of the bricks back, but you can also feel the enchantment beginning to repair itself, essentially. So as you're beginning to kind of mend, you put a brick down and another, you mend, and then as you begin to put another one through, you hit that wall again. You can't actually add any more bricks to the breach.
So cool! It's a self-mending wall of And he turns around and he's just gonna... Torn, did you... Okay, so you knew, of course, this was gonna happen. You let me waste my time, but you also gave me the chance to look at it, so I appreciate that part. But, that's why you're not waiting for anyone else...
I was not trying to waste your time. I was hoping maybe you knew something that I did not know.
No, Torn let me look at it. He knew what was gonna happen.
Okay.
Not I see this is utterly fascinating. So this is why you're not waiting for anyone else to come. So, dinner. Ishton caught lots of great things. Did you find a crab? I think you found a crab.
Oh, many crab.
Yes! And he's gonna start running towards the camp.
Torn, do you have butter, per chance?
There is a blank stare that comes across this man's face as he looks you dead in the eye and just says, huh. Kind of shakes his head for a second. None of this stuff is mine. If you want to go ahead and look through it, then be my guest. But, butter is not exactly something I keep on my person during these escapades.
All right, I just thought I'd check.
We should bury them, right?
Yes, and we need to find out who their people are so we can tell them.
Yeah.
If you wish.
Oren will start to look through the wagon and looking for anything particularly useful, but also anything that might hint to the identity of the civilians, I guess.
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Oh, what's my investigation? Yeah, okay. Sure. 13.
Awesome. Okay. So as you're looking through, these people were either general kind of merchants moving to another city, or they were some kind of they were just moving, essentially. There's a lot of different bits and pieces. There's a selection of food. There's a selection of a few different pots and all of those kind of things. What you do actually see, though, that catches your eye, is there is what appears to be a set of curtains. And these curtains are attached to a large red wooden connection.
Ooh. So I'm gonna reach out and see if I can, they're pretty fast. The curtains are fastened on, right? Or they're easy to slide
fastened, but you could go ahead and just slide it off.
Okay, so I'll just slide it off. I didn't know if I had to take a shuriken and try to cut it, but I either cut it off or slide it off and kind of grab the pole and I recognize this wood, right? So I'll do a spin. Oh, that's just lovely, and I'll slide it into my belt.
Muted.
I was muted telling you that you were muted while I was muted.
Excellent.
That just happened.
It's going to take a little tiny bit of work in order to get it the shape that you need it. But even though it's been used for decoration, it is still a beautifully balanced piece.
Nice.
Other than that, you see a few decorations. You see some like paintings and some urns and some clothes and some food.
Mm-hmm.
And you do also find tucked away a little pouch.
It's not a pouch of butter. What's in the pouch? I want to look.
3 gold pieces.
Oh.
3 gold, 10 silver, and 10 copper.
All right, we can all go home
And
now.
then
Rich.
anything to the identity, like any letters or anything like that.
So taking a look through the cart, nothing really stands out.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be anything. There's no there's no contracts, there's no letters, there's no anything like that. Are you checking the bodies as well, or just the card itself?
Well, I was just in the card. If anyone else wants to check the bodies.
I'm gonna check the bodies.
Okay. You find some clothes, some snacks, general kind of. One of them appears to have a smaller Fletcher's knife. That's probably the closest thing to an identity you could find. You also see a small stone on one of their bodies.
What kind of stone?
This particular stone has a painted green exterior and a brown central section. And it appears to kind of glow with an ever so slight hum.
He pockets it for now. He's gonna start kind of like arranging them. Like he'll like drag them, because obviously they're bigger than he is. So he's just gonna kind of like drag them over and put them all in the same place. He doesn't ask anyone for help. It's very obvious that he wants to do he's used to doing things by himself.
Okay.
So as soon as we're done, Jotra's going to come back, and for the first time, he's going to take out this. He's a pickaxe on his pack, and it's big, and it's a little bit bigger, like big for him, but it's not like in difference in size, like for a medium creature, but just clearly for like a larger Zurif Neblin. And then he's going to start going into the ground to try to start the breaking up the ground for the graves and everything. He doesn't look at the bodies at all. He just starts on that and then keeps his eyes down.
Thorin, did you travel with them enough to know who their people are? Anything about them, their names?
Didn't ask. Thought it would be simpler that way. When you do what I do, you don't exactly trust people much. Talkative,
Really?
when needed, but...
Well, I don't trust people at all, and I still would have asked their name. That is you really don't trust people. All right, did you hear them say anything that would make it a clue as to who we should tell that they are dead?
They were talking about starting a new life. They were one of the crazy people who wanted to move into the Deathlands, not out of it. No idea apart from that. General chatter.
Were they trying to break through the wall then, if they wanted to go that way?
No.
I don't think the question was ever answered. What happened that the wall had to be put up?
Don't you know?
I kind of look at everyone else.
We're
Nope.
outsiders, lad.
She just likes asking questions she knows the answer to. Of course we don't know.
He kind of takes a look. Perhaps that's a campfire story. Why don't you deal with this first, and I'll tell you what I know.
You're not gonna help bury the people you traveled with?
I have no attachment to them.
Okay.
They went
I'll
ahead
help
and
ya.
got themselves killed.
I'll start helping Jotra with my glaive.
I'll take my new curtain rod and start to kind of with the fancy end.
It's
Very insane.
Soup's gonna take some of the blink dog blood and kind of rub it like on his hand and get like a good amount of it on there, and he's gonna start painting on the faces of the deceased.
What are you doing?
What's happening?
He just kind of looks around like, what?
Spirit symbols.
From
Used to
the-
do it when I was little.
Oh, okay.
Is it always from the enemy of those who slain them?
Yep. That.
What do the symbols mean?
Keeps them from getting chased when they're in the other place.
I like this. Thank you, Soup.
Ashtalora is going to scurry over to where Oren is, like breaking up the dirt. And she's gonna help.
Actually, as Oren is,
Sweet little kitty.
as you start digging in, I'm gonna reach in my pack and kind of, it's a foldable staff, but he like unfolds it and he's like, "That's too nice for this. Use this," and he hands you just a regular quarters. It's not a quarterstaff. It is, because it's not good for combat, but it is just a staff, the arcane focus version of the staff.
Okay. Well,
It's a hiking stick.
as I appreciate
Yeah.
that, I'm trying to actually break this kind of fancy part off of it. I think
Oh, we don't have to
I-
break it off. We can shape it off.
I could use your help in this because I think this
I thought you'd never ask.
particular
Yes, no,
piece-
definitely.
this piece of a redwood
Mhm.
is it's from a sister tree of from where I come from.
Sister
And,
tree.
they make very good weapons.
Is it-
very, very nice, balanced?
So it's a single tree and not a
Beautiful.
forest.
Oh, singular tree, lad.
Singular tree. Did you know there was a
There's
sister?
only a few.
Incredible. Yes, no, I would be honored to be able to work on such a beautiful piece. Do you want us to carve maybe the symbol on your chest into it at some point? We could find leathers in order to increase the grip on it. We could see all sorts of beautiful
Jotra,
things.
we are
Yes, but
trying to
right
bury
now-
bodies right now.
For now, let's
Oh,
just
yeah.
keep digging.
I
Oren,
think the whole time, Athnos is just watching. Definitely keeping an eye on our shifter friend, but he's just watching.
And as this is happening, Torn actually begins to walk away. And as Eridan mentions the inhumane thing, he stops dead in his tracks. He goes ahead, takes a breath, sighs, walks over, and places a hand on Eridan's shoulder. Not looking at her, but like side to side as he
My
looks
glaive is
forward.
up.
He's looking forward into the distance and he says, "Inhumane depends on your context, Sororitas." And he's going to go ahead and pump 4 points of lay on hands into you as he continues to walk forwards. But you heal 4 hit points as he walks away.
Get it. I think. There's a reason maybe none of us have heard of shifters. Sorry, focusing, work! And he goes back to digging.
All
Can I
right.
ask a
that-
question? The staff that had the redwood, is that the one that he found on the body?
It's the one I found in the wagon.
In the cart.
In the wagon, in the cart, okay.
Does
apologize.
that do anything?
Nope.
Not yet. Especially because it's still just a curtain rod.
Oren, if the staff,
Nope, I was asking about something else. That's okay.
That's
As
also
I-
a no.
as I'm digging, Oren, the staff, it comes from a sister tree? Are your sister trees all in the same area as the staff? Because it seems like maybe a clue if they are very rare.
Well, if I remember correctly, there's only 3 in the world.
A good clue then. Where are the other 2?
Well, there's one in Zarenkart. There's one in Zenri. And the other, nobody knows.
Can you tell which one this is?
Well, I'm hoping that it's the one in Zenri. That's why I hitched on the ship.
Everything starts with the same sound in this place. It is like elf names. It is very confusing.
Tell me about it. You come from a place called fucking Greenhill, and then
Oh
this
no,
world's a big
Jotra's
place.
not in currently absent, but at some point I'd like to tap Jotra on the shoulder, and since Oren's using the stick, I want to take the staff that he offered and help, because I'm not gonna stick my nice scimitar in the dirt. So
You can go ahead and help out with whatever's here, yeah. And Torn is actually walking past Athenos at this point and is walking through the alcove that you guys signaled earlier.
yeah, I definitely would have sat there and been like, what the fuck does that mean? Huffed, and then go to help.
I'm gonna follow the shifter, Torn.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say
So-
anything, just following him.
So Torn steps through and heads down to the beach, and Athenos is following. What kind of distance are we talking?
10 feet. I'll say about 10 feet.
Okay. And he doesn't acknowledge your presence.
He is a grump.
Mr. Grumpy Gills.
It's not. Do we finish? How long does it take us to bury the bodies before we can, before we head on to anything else?
Of what method are we doing? Are we just going ahead and burying them? Are we doing a service, or what kind of context are we going for?
I certainly, as soon as they were buried, would just put one foot on the mound and say, "May your ancestors guard you," and then walk off. So I'm not staying for a service.
I don't know any of any services, so Jotra would just.
Go ahead, continue.
Oh, I was gonna say, Jotras would just try to think, and then he would just draw the symbol of the Wall of Force over it, just as a like a superstition, sort of. Maybe it'll help them stay buried. And then he's going to inspect the mounds and everything to make sure that it's solidly buried and everything, and it is good to go.
Okay.
Then Oren will approach and just kind of look down at the graves and say, "Living is for learning, and dying is for getting. But once we've forgotten, we can go on living," and then walk away.
Okay.
Aridin would hang back, and once Jotra walked away, would follow Jotra.
Soup will probably wait until everyone has started to leave and turned away from him, and at the graves he'll kind of pull out the stone and look at it, and he'll look down at the graves, just go,
Thanks for this. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out. Have fun.
he walks up.
When we are in the tunnel of flora, that we carved out.
The tunnel of Flora.
Oh man.
I feel like I missed something.
Oh.
Never mind, maybe I won't say anything.
Way to go, sexy saxophone player.
No, that's enough.
I will glance back over my shoulder at Aridin as they're following behind me and say, "The man is not wrong, you know. if you need help to take in his words, I can explain to you. He is not wrong. Creepy, and he should not have come up to you like he did. That was not okay. But his words were not wrong.
How do you know what he said?
He said that inhumane depends on context, yes.
Yes.
Are you doing
And
this
you
so...
seem...
Are you right behind me so I can hear you?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Okay, go ahead, finish. Sorry.
And you seemed a little stuck on that, or that it did not sink for you. Possibly because he was sitting there casting a spell or doing whatever without asking you, which was not okay. But it seemed like an important thing that he said, and I want you to understand it if you can.
Oh, it's just what you see as human, I think is what he was getting at. And so I think there's those who don't see him as human, just like some people don't see me as, they see me like a goblin or something, I don't know.
I think it is more that what you think is cruel, if you understand the whole story or the whole person, or the whole place that they come from or are, may not be as cruel as you think it is.
Well, that makes sense too.
Yes. So, he may have his reasons for being the way he is that are not inhumane, but simply different.
Sorry, I guess I'm stuck on... Did either of you recognize what he called me?
Oh no, I have no idea.
Was it, you didn't know it? I assumed it was in Celestial. Well, more questions asked. Luckily, we have a dinner and a night. We can ask him plenty of questions. What was the word again?
Sororitas.
Okay, we'll find out.
Oh
yeah.
I'm.
You
I'm,
okay?
What I told you earlier was I'm scared to find out things from before.
Why?
I don't know.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
What if I what if I was a bad person or something?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I guess part of me is scared to ask.
Oh no. So the thing is, you know who you are now, what you like to build, and all of the things that is. So you are like, you're like an unformed rock, which is a beautiful thing. You have the chance to chisel yourself into anything that you could be. And so you just have that, you're just full of potential, even more so than me, because I have all of my neurotic tendencies, than Ishtin, because she wants to kill people and also has the ways that she was brought up under. But you are an uncarved stone. And to worry about the past, yes, you might have some imperceivable flaw in the very center of you, but it might not matter to the statue that you can make out of yourself. You're going to be great, because you're great. You don't know how I know? Oh.
No, it's okay. How do you know?
Because she follows the impulse. Every impulse she follows is the one that is the most caring and the one that is... it's more worried about the thing that's happening to somebody rather than the person doing the thing. So if it can come across sometimes as like like she doesn't understand the person who's doing the thing, it's because she's focused on the thing that the person or the thing that it's happening to. So she has an innate empathy for the pain of others, and that's why I know she's going to do great.
All right, so that was the most Jotra possible response that anyone could possibly give to that question. Like, I have not known you for very long, but I could have written that in my head if someone had asked what Jotra would think. It was very beautiful. I will say a different thing. Ariden, if in the past you did it wrong, and you have to face that, you will be strong enough to face the past. Yeah. That is what you do, is you find that strength so that you can find the past, and it will not harm you.
Oh, hers is better.
Yes, I thought it was a little bit better too. A little more realistic. It's okay.
I'm learning.
You did a good job too. Yes.
Oh, also this! And he holds up Ash to Laura, and he kind of tosses her into the air, so she'll fly over to you. Astalor would not be friends with anybody who was bad.
Hey, Eridan.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait up. I found this rock. Think it's magic.
Oh. Do I recognize the symbols on it? The answer's no. I'm gonna ask anyway. I don't know anything.
You do not recognize these particular symbols now.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah,
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
you very much can.
Make sure I actually have it prepared. Oh, look at that. Yes, I do. I have
Yeah.
so many spell slots.
Makes one of us.
Detect Magic. And the mechanical arm sort of like pulses and glows and like moves down my arm, and a little glow forms around the rock, and I cast the spell. What type of
Okay.
magic is it?
Enchantment.
Mm.
Enchantment is the type of magic that you find.
School of Enchantment. I wonder what it does. I look up sheepishly and shyly at my friends. Thank you. Should we head back?
Yeah.
Crab. There is crab. We will head back for crab.
Oh,
You know what
crab
it
is
does?
great.
During this time, Torn has kind of just grabbed a random piece of driftwood, dropped it down far enough away from the camp that he can still talk with people, but is far enough away, and literally just sits there. And he turns as Athenos, you begin to follow. You come out of the alcove as well. He kind of just, and then begins to pull a small cloth from his bag, begins to just start going over his armor.
Yeah, I sit down. Not again. I don't want to be. I'm not super close to the fire, like so, but I'm close enough again. If someone was there, I could talk to them, and I just make direct eye contact with him as I just place my gun in front of me, and then my saber in front of me as well, and just sit there watching him.
And he positions himself in a way that the main iris is still watching everything, but his peripheral iris is locked into your eyes. And he's just sat there, just going ahead, cleaning his shield, cleaning across his armor, pulls the long sword from his side, begins just washing over that as well. Doesn't say anything.
I just don't say anything either. Just silently
So as
watching.
everybody's having this discussion, you all walk out into this awkward moment of this locked eye contact and pure silence.
Oh, jeez.
Athenos. Super friendly, are we?
I'm sorry. I'm not exactly gonna immediately be friendly with someone we just met next to. I don't know, what was it, 5 bodies? So, I'm sorry.
6, including the blink dog. Sorry.
It's good. You were precise. I will go sit down next to Athenos and go, you do have a point. Thank you for keeping us safe, Athenos.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go over to Torn and kind of like pull a drift, like a little piece of driftwood over, and then kind of sit next to him, and then in a kind of a lowered voice for once in his life, Jotra's gonna be like, I think I understand. I've met many people who treat me as though if I was not real or not a person to them, and you were expecting the same and might have been treated the same by others. You were saying it depends on your perspective of humane, because humane specifically has the word human into it, and with human, that is a term that they use. I mean, if it was Zwerfneblin, it'd be Zwerfneblin, which is just a mouthful. But I wanted to apologize for getting off on a weird foot. When you said one of them, I assumed you meant an intellectual, but I think you meant one of them as somebody who would categorize you as other. And I do apologize, that is not something I would do. You clearly were here for a purpose, to keep the things that are on the dead side of the world there and protect her, and so you must care about things on this side of the wall. And I think my original impression of you, due to the circumstances with the blink dog and the dead people around you, was a false one. It must have been an intense fight, but I saw you use some healing magic on Eredin. If you need some healing, I don't have that. I don't have it right now, but in the morning I can prepare the spell if you have any wounds remaining. And I know you're, with the access to holy healing magic, your armor, and the way that you take care of it, there's something very important on this side of the wall that you're taking care of or protecting, and I hope that you've managed to keep it safe this long. And if you want to come closer, I know no one's gonna mind. They're just prickly.
His peripheral iris shifts from Athenos to yourself as he says, "There's nothing about getting off on the wrong foot.
Okay.
Shifters are rare in these parts, and I myself am also no regular shifter."
Really? Is it the two irises that make you, like the perception part that you were saying, that you're better at keeping an eye on surroundings than most? Is that more rare?
There are others like me, but they choose different paths. And let's just keep it at that.
Very well. So you knew the wall was going to repair itself. You let me look at it anyway. You knew that I was... So when you said them, did you mean Zwerfneblin, or like somebody who's just like an intellectual, or somebody who's talks way too much? Because I know I am one of those. But then you let me look at the wall, knowing that my curiosity would be sated only by looking at it and physically holding it. So you seem very perceptive. Do you see anything in these people that would... What makes you sit apart after seeing them? You seem to have the read on me because I talk way too much, but as far as them, their purposes seem very clear.
There's a moment of pause. You've hit me with a lot of questions, so let me go ahead and answer them as succinctly as I can.
Of course.
1. I say them because you're a person that wants to help people.
Oh, okay.
And that will either make you successful or get you killed, one way or
Those
another.
are the only two options.
2. The reason I look after myself is not because I have something to protect, it's because I had something that I couldn't. And again, we'll leave it at that. Thirdly, I'm a watcher. I deal with things that are beyond this plane and make sure that they don't get too far into our worlds. When you've seen what I have, perspectives are different. Next question. You asked me about these people here.
Mm-hmm.
I see a ragtag motley crew that have no idea what direction they're going.
Absolutely.
If you're talking about individuals,
Mm-hmm.
well, we have a monk with a chip on his shoulder who appears to be hiding far more than he realizes he's hiding.
Yeah.
We have, he kind of gestures, whatever is going on with the kobold. Interesting and vernacular, but far more intelligent than even he may realize.
Did you see
We have
the
you.
burial ritual? That is something fascinating, and I have a feeling that there was more to it than he's expressed, but I'm super curious about it.
Indeed. We have you, the curious. We have
It's a nice way of putting it.
Clockwork One over there.
What did you
We
call her
have-
again?
Do you know?
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
If you don't know, you don't need to know.
But I would like to know. The curious.
The peripheral eye twists now, and it is now his primary iris that is looking directly at you. And he repeats, if you don't know, you don't need to know.
Disappointing, but okay.
He kind of turns again and continues with his armor as the peripheral iris now locks with you. He says, well, we also have the marked one and the asshole.
Which is which?
So you're a magic user, of course. And then because of the guns and weapons you put in front of you, that makes sense. So just curious, I know because of everything you've described, it sounds like a chance to actually just sit and have a delightful meal on the beach amongst people who are not the worst people in the world, or just somebody who are, we might be temporary companions, but there's no reason we can't actually be companions and share stories and enjoy the day as though if it wasn't going to be the last, or as though we didn't know some horrible thing that was going to come, or as if we didn't know that there's evil in the world lurking at every corner. There's a unique opportunity for you here if you wish to embrace it. I would give you the chance, but I'll be over there eating crab. Have you ever had crab? I've never had crab before yesterday, and now I get to eat it again, and I'm very excited about it. That's why I asked about the butter, because apparently butter makes all of the difference.
Why would you have it with butter when you could just eat it raw?
I haven't tried it raw. Is it good raw?
I believe so.
Well, I'll have to try it. I'll have to go catch another one, though. Where are crab in the water?
There is a heavy sigh as his head just sinks and he runs a hand kind of through his hair.
I know that look.
Glove.
You wanted to laugh at me. It's okay to laugh. It's fine.
As he takes a glove off, you notice that his hands are slightly more rigid, and they come out into these very kind of sharp, almost talon-like claws. As he goes ahead and just runs one across his forehead and then across his brow, as he just begins to work on the glove itself. And he just says, I promised you a story, therefore I will tell you a story.
Excellent.
Other than that, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't trust you, and I would rather keep myself to myself.
More than fair. Well, the opportunity is there if you wish to embrace it, but if the life you lead makes you more comfortable and your boundaries are your own, and I would not intrude on those more than I already have, and if that was rude, I do apologize. I'm learning outside of my own culture, so in that case, I will go over here and join my friends, and I can mend the armor and make it a little faster on you, but I have a feeling it's a ritual that it causes some comfort for you. Am I not wrong?
The iris turns to you again and locks, just for a moment, before he sighs again, rises, and from a little gap in between his glove and his gauntlets, he pulls a spool of silver thread. And he's going to go ahead and walk over to the entranceway here, and he's going to go ahead and cast Alarm across the ground.
Would I recognize that spell?
Yeah.
Oh.
You've seen me cast it before.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you've seen
tell-
Eridan cast it before, and they go ahead and cast Alarm, cut the thread, put it down, and then they walk over, grab the driftwood, and sit a little closer to the group, but as far away from Athenos as humanly possible.
And then I'll head back to the group. And, so what did I miss? Sorry. I had some questions, as always.
I'm sitting in between Ishton and Soup, and I'm not sitting on a piece of wood. I'm kind of sitting in the sand with my legs crossed. Ashtalor is probably curled up at Ishton's feet, and I'm sitting in front of Soup, and I have a small stick, and I'm drawing some arcane circles and like trying to like show Soup what I remember learning vaguely and like the stuff that I retaught myself. So I'm like tracing it in the air and like casting like really simple things. Yeah, just like simple beginner stuff, and I'm just showing Soup.
Soup's attention is divided between making a small like covering for their new friend and the magic. So he's literally like building something and like looking, and it's like, and he hits his thumb and he's like
We must protect Soup at all costs.
Love Soup.
I feel like every other second it's like, no, I do have just like healing stuff. Heal a hit point. Heal a hit point.
Oren is sitting there with his curtain rod and just kind of admiring it, and he takes out a shuriken and just starts to kind of shave it and shape it into, a smoother, more usable and balanced weapon.
That reminds me. I think I figured out how to actually make the runes take hold onto a weapon to give it a little bit more. Would you mind if I took a look at your staff for 1 second?
Sure, be my guest.
Excellent. And then, so he's going to pull out a little bit of ink, and then he's going to very carefully, he starts tracing these runes right where in the middle of the staff where you're going to wrap it. And then he's like, okay, perfect. And then, excellent. And then he's going to tie off the wrappings, and then, okay, that should do it. I used infused item, so you will have a +1 to all of your bow staff attacks, and they count as magical damage. And then he's like, that reminds, and he's gonna after doing that, he's gonna go over to Ish, and he's like, I know that's too important for me to, but your armor, do you mind holding still for 1 second? And he's gonna go over, and on the back collar, he's going to start doing the same thing, and the ink is like as he traces it, like flares and then absorbs into the armor and like disappears, and he's going to do the same thing, and then so you'll have a +1 to your AC as you have an enhanced armor, and those are my infusions for now.
How long does that last?
It basically it's until I infuse something else, so I will let you know when
So
it
mine
rolls
just
off.
crapped out.
Cool.
No, I have two.
Ones.
I have two. So you have yours active, she has hers active.
Nice.
Nice. So those
In
are.
the meantime, before Jotra's come up to us, I sat down next to Athenos, and I have a very, very easy way of having known Athenos for a while. And I'm just, with my sort of relaxed presence, I'm not really saying anything. I don't really broach any conversation, but there's a little bit of a, hey, chill. I'm here. It's good.
Yeah,
Every
I do
once in a while,
relax.
she sort of like pats like his back in just like a friendly way, and just without any
Very
words.
nice way of saying unclench.
It's not in a very judgy or bossy way. It's very much just in like this is a comfortable presence, and I'm going to be comfortable in your presence.
Yeah, and I do like relax a bit once you sit down. I think now he's exhausted, so I think he kind of, you notice that he, even when he's watching Torn, he's not watching Torn. It's like a distance there, like Torn just happens to be in the way of his vision, and he's just like staring out, I'd imagine, into the ocean if Torn wasn't there, and just staring.
The only thing that Ishton says is, "I will ask you later."
he takes a breath and is like, yeah.
And it's a little unnerving as Torn has his peripheral iris essentially set on Athenos in his right eye, and his left eye is then moving individually across everyone as he's going ahead and scanning across. And he's just sat there still working on what's left of his armor and just scoping everybody out, basically.
So
Eventually, Soup will bring like the just little like kind of awning type lean-to that he's made for everybody. He just kind of puts it over by him and doesn't say a word to Tor. He just puts it by him and then goes back to Eridan.
as you sit down,
And then-
Jotra's he has like a little notebook out, and he's like, I said that's a very good structure and a very good design. I tried to copy it here. Is this correct? And he kind of holds up a design of what you were doing, and he's written it all down, and he's trying to like get all of the angles. There's a bunch of like scribbling of like math of everything trying to figure out the exact support structure, and he's like, does that look correct?
He stops, turns to it, takes the piece of paper, and he like gestures to you to give him like a writing utensil.
Hands it. It's a quill.
Now see, you gotta put the forest right here, and then you gotta move this right over there. And
Okay.
but you mostly got it right there. That angle just needs to be a little bit more obtuse.
Oh, I see. Bring it out a little bit so it doesn't. Oh, yes, that's a better distribution of the weight. Fantastic.
Okay, very good.
I'll unmute myself, and then Torin will say, second time today, Xanthane, we are going to Xanthane. You will help us go.
Who is this aimed towards?
To Torn.
Yeah, to
Torn,
20.
yeah. One eye looks across. Zatane is my destination. If you are going there, it makes sense to travel together.
Good. Do you know the way? Because we weren't really sure.
It's a couple of days out from here.
All right. I am sorry for your discomfort here in my presence.
Oh, he's not uncomfortable. He's just wary.
He knows what I mean.
There's a slight smile that comes across his face, and you can see one fang just kind of bared. He says, "Trust me, I've dealt with worse."
Speaking of verse, who wants to have a sing-along? A sing-song? Do you guys know Send in the Slow One?
Oh,
It's a
Oh my.
campfire! No, but
Oh,
I have it.
goodness.
And he reaches into his backpack and he pulls out this little musical disc and he slaps it into his glove and then closes it. And then you hear this like lilting song and he's like, just, all right. And he like, then he like unclenches his hand and pulls it out. Well, I mean, does nobody like songs?
Well,
It's a
I
lovely
do,
song.
But you'll have to teach me.
Oh, it's very easy. The thing that if you don't know the song, it'll be just listen for a crack and a snap and away it goes.
Orn immediately stands up and
Yes.
walks away from the camp.
He's gonna
I'm
miss
just
it.
like, oh, I want to leave as well. But
We can. You know what? Let us go to the water, and
Oh.
we shall go and spend some time at the water. So,
Water's
Yeah,
cool too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll-
no, okay. And he kind of puts it back into his backpack.
no.
no, you can
Remember,
keep going. Yeah.
No, it's cool. No, I know it's a bad time. You know, stuff to do, water to be at. It's
no. Take your music out, and we will sing.
And he kind of jumps back up and immediately pulls it back and slaps it into his hand. And then as it starts to play, he's gonna. So he'll start singing. He's like, "Oh, Cinder the slow one, he ain't no good. He sits and he whittles on a wattle of wood. Oh, Cinder knows what we all should know." And then he looks at everybody. He's like, "A crack and a snap and away it goes." And then like,
This is when Athenos stands up and leaves.
And there goes Athenos. He did his best he could. Oh, it breaks and he cuts till the damn thing breaks. He looks at the shame upon his face. Oh, Cindy knows what we all should know. A crack and a snap and away it goes. And he keeps going, and it just keeps getting faster and faster. He's like, he tried so much and he tried so full, but he can't get it right, and that's not what to do. Oh, Cindy knows what we all should know. A crack and snap and away it goes. Winter comes in the middle of the night, he just can't get the damn wood right. Oh, Cindy knows what we all should know. A crack and snap and away it goes. And he just keeps going. I guess there's only one more verse. Fucking give it up and give it in. But poor old Sindon tries again. Oh, Sindon knows what we all should know. A crack and a snap and away it goes.
Actual song in Vaka, I would like to add.
Poor Ray made the unfortunate choice to send me stuff for a bard. It sounded much better through the bard. I want to put that. And then Jotra just looks overjoyed at the end.
I assume Athenos has kind of walked away to the water, and Torn has also done so, but on the other side.
He just looks really happy, and he's like, Soup knows it, Soup says. He was there right there with me.
He's just like...
Oh, don't you feel a little better now? Doesn't it feel like it's not dark or dangerous and there's nothing out there? It's just a sing-song.
Midway through the song, I would have gotten up and as I walked away, just kind of patted Jotra on the back in like a kind way, like I don't
smiled and nodded at you. He knows.
And then go to Athenos. Huntmate, what is troubling you? Talk to me.
I don't trust anyone here.
Of course not. You would be a fool if you did.
The last time I let my guard down, I ended up overboard, drowning. And we met these people, and those were people I'd been sailing with for years. And now we're with these people who've met for less than a day. I just don't feel comfortable.
It is not comfortable. I agree. There are dogs barking in the woods and I cannot do anything about it. It is not comfortable, I agree. And you were just thrown overboard again. So, I understand. But I am here with you. You have a hunt mate. I will not let them hurt you. You must know that.
My captain said the same thing.
I am not her. I will not let you fall.
Thank you.
She was strong and she was brave and important. I know. I am not putting myself above her. I am telling you, I know what I can do. I can see what they can do, and I will keep you safe.
I don't doubt that you'll try, but right now, I just can't be comfortable yet.
You should not. Do not get comfortable yet until they prove to us that they are trustworthy. I agree with you. Do not be comfortable, just be comforted. Huntmate.
Yeah.
She'll put her hand on his arm while she talks.
And the whole time he's just like, before he was definitely holding his gun in the most intimidating way he could, but now he's definitely holding it more like it's a comfort thing. Yeah, and he just is quiet after that.
She'll sit down in the sand and gesture for him.
Yeah, he'll sit beside her.
Now that the music has stopped, Torn has begun to walk back to the camp.
And since it the song has died down, Eridan's going to pull out the tome and sort of look at Jotra.
Are you
want to
ready?
give it? Yes. Let's give it a look.
Of course. And I'm gonna go over and then try to help decipher it. But as he's going, he's still humming. he's still humming the song to himself. Is there any sort of check or anything we can do to kind of maybe help with the cipher?
Go ahead and make a... I'm going to say Arcana, because a lot of the cipher is to do with arcane runes that have been mixed in with the language itself.
Yeah! Oh, I rolled good, y'all.
A diet 20.
Oh, God.
I had 20.
21.
Oh, yeah!
You both sit and begin to open this up, and as you're kind of working through, you're like, okay, so let's put this parchment to the side. We'll go ahead and trace over and one by one kind of go through letters and see what we can do. And you begin to cipher the first page. And it's not totally deciphered yet, but you can see a list of names and a list of locations next to it. You see, Dirtram, 37.
Dotram?
Vassalon. Dotram, yes. So Dotram, 37, Vassalon.
I love that it was named before I knew my character. That's funny.
Excellent.
Vassalon.
So Dotram, 37, Vassalon. And then you see, straight after that, you see Verity, 20, location unknown. And it goes down. You can decipher a few.
What was the number
names.
for that?
20. Yeah, so Verity, 20, unknown. And there's a list of some more names and some more numbers and then some more locations. And there is another column that you aren't able to decipher right now. You'll kind of have to go a little bit further down to get an idea.
Did the numbers progressively go downward? Like 37, 20, 19, 17, that sort of thing?
No, they're mixed.
What's the highest number on there?
873.
And is a name with that one or a location?
The name of that one is Grundon. Your location is the City of Paper. So, apart from... I can send you the spelling for that in a second.
The City of Paper, that's one of the underground cities. But, okay, so the strange thing I'm noticing here is it looks like these numbers... okay, so it seems to me to be names, and then if I had to guess, it would be a rating of power, like how powerful that person is. So, and then a keeping track of them. It seems to be like a ledger almost, keeping track of the most powerful wizards or spellcasters in Vega. I mean, if you're in the City of Paper, Grundon might be somebody of some note. This we should ask as soon as we can find a reliable source of, if someone knows of Grundon, it might be somebody worth looking up. This might be interesting. Quaprom is a fascinating city from everything I've heard. I've never been there. Unless you're seeing something that I'm not seeing. Do you think that would be close? Or what are you thinking, Eridan?
No, I think that's pretty close. I was thinking ranking as well.
Ranking. Do any of these know... Do any of these names spark anything when you see them? Do any of these locations are they maybe where you woke up?
Not right now, anyway.
That might be good, actually. It might be that, in the list of the top ones who, in this particular ledger, if somebody got a hold of it, you wouldn't be on the list of people to find. So it could be good. But hopefully we can find something as we continue to decipher that has a more direct association with you. It also might be, I was thinking about this, you woke up with the wing and the arm. What if the number is the like some sort of judgment, a rating of what has been replaced on the person? Maybe with 1,000 being 100% of the person replaced, something of that nature. We should also see if we know if we can correlate a name to a replacement. Something like that might be fascinating and give us some more information.
Mm.
Could I calculate out if the percentage of her body, which would be wing and arm? I know this is. You're math major. You're good. And then see if I can find any of the numbers that match that.
As you're going ahead and looking through, the numbers are pretty sporadic.
Okay.
They kind of jump. There's like 37, 20, 146, 232. There's even a few very small ones in this. There's like 12, 16. And as you're going through, it's kind of name, number, location. Some of the locations you can get through. But
sorry.
I was gonna say you can't see anything like exact.
Okay, so if like 250 or something for like 25% of a person that I would guess to associate with
The majority of them seem to be under 100.
100. Oh,
with
okay.
a few being kind of way out there.
Okay.
So it's like 523, 747, blah 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 blah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ton hasn't come back yet, right?
He's now that the music has stopped, he's walking back and he's going to go ahead and retake a spot as far away from Athenos as possible still.
Is his shield visible?
Yeah, he's still kind of going through and slowly kind of cleaning all of his armor and polishing it all back up.
I'm gonna tap. Sorry. I'm gonna tap Jotra on the shoulder. I'm gonna close the book. I'm gonna point to the cover. I'm gonna gesture to the shield.
Oh.
Yeah, and just to clarify, you can see how the moons are placed. The whirlpools are placed very similarly.
If this is something concerning the people and tracking the people that these numbers are associated with, we don't know if it's good or bad for the thing associated on the cover. If he's associated with it, I don't want to put you in danger on his radar. But if you think it is something he could help with, it might give us a clue to who you were or maybe where your arm and wing came from. Is it worth it? I will leave the risk judgment up to you.
I don't know.
This is how I judge it. Is the temptation so much greater than the caution, but the caution makes more sense than the pull? If the pull is so great that you are only using the caution as a safety for yourself, I go with the impulse. But I'm way too impulsive.
That's what everyone likes about you. That's what everyone likes about you, though.
That's what everybody tolerates about me.
Well, it's what I like about you, then.
Oh.
I don't know. It's hard to say. He called me something I don't recognize.
What was the word again?
Soritas?
And I'm gonna look and see if I can find Soritas in the list of names.
You begin to take a look through, and it takes a couple of minutes for you to really go through. And across the kind of first, let's say, you probably get through the first, I'll say 10 pages because I'm nice, and those were very good rolls. With the cipher, you do not find anything matching that name.
It doesn't seem to be a name or in the book at all, so that's good. Maybe it's you should ask him. Just ask him what it means. It might mean rebuilt. It might mean tiefling. It could mean so many things. You're so many things that are wonderful. It could mean wizard.
Maybe
Do you
not.
feel there'd be more harm in asking or not asking? If you'll think about it for long afterwards, if you didn't ask, or if
I
you'll
think my
dismiss it.
concern is, I don't know. What if it's a bad thing?
Then it's a bad thing. And you build off of what you know. You're not a bad thing. It can't tell you what you are. You know what you are. It can just tell you what was. Just like the past. The past? We have no evidence it actually exists, by the way. You only remember it because you woke up this morning and it was there. You have no evidence that it was actually there. So the past is an illusion. So whatever happens, you just have to do what you know you are and what you can do. So, with the past being an illusion, what does it matter? If it's something bad, it's something that will make you can use it for motivation to be extra good. If it's something that's good, then you know you can use it as motivation to reach that potential. Either way, it's your end goal that matters, not whatever it was that matters. You got this.
Is it weird that I'm worried about
No.
opening up to a stranger? But I just opened up to a whole bunch of other strangers. You didn't even know.
I'm told
About-
that's perfectly natural to not want to open up to strangers. And you don't have to. It's just, I don't want you to regret an opportunity. And if you think we can, there might be a library where some of us we could find this information without having to talk to a stranger, or we could satiate the curiosity now. I leave it in your hands because this is something so personal that if I helped with it too much, I would intrude on it. I'm just here to tell you you're awesome and you can do this, whatever you decide. He kind of gives you a little hug around the neck.
She hugs back. Thank you, Jotra. Maybe I won't ask him tonight,
Okay.
but maybe tomorrow, after we rest.
Of course.
Yeah. We did really good getting through that cipher, though. That was impressive.
Way better than I was expecting it to go, if I'm honest.
You pick up Celestial fast.
No, it's really,
Hey.
it's patterns. I don't know what any of this says. It's just the same as numbers. They could mean anything.
You can write your name now, though.
I can't. I don't know which one's J. You just showed me the ones and I put the pattern together.
There are 12 names on each page, and you have deciphered 10 pages. Just so you're
We
aware.
deciphered 10 pages?
Holy shit.
Oh!
Out of like a 2,000-page book, yeah.
That's fair.
This thing is
That's-
hefty.
What's my strength again?
Now I'm
Oh,
just
it's-
imagining Jotra like.
I've got the book!
Nice paper. It's nothing. I think at this point I'll sort of suggest that Athenos and I return to the circle.
Yeah, I'd follow.
I am tired. We are all tired. We have all fallen off of an airship, well, all but one, today. I think perhaps sleep, and then we move in the morning.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that'd be good.
Smart idea.
I can agree with that.
I believe.
I go to sleep in my armor.
And at this point, Oren will like pull up what he's carved out of this like curtain rod, and it's like a beautifully straight like redwood quarterstaff now, just missing bindings, and he spins it around and he goes, "So, should we have a watch then?"
That would be
Yeah.
smart. I can help with that too. There's a sort of a circle part in my palm, and I'll put my hand to the dirt and the area right around our campsite. A circle forms, and I cast alarm. Or I spend, what is it? I think it's a ritual thing, so it takes me like 10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you can cast it as a ritual.
So I
does that
sit
spell
drawing
mean
circles.
we can just all go to sleep?
If anyone enters past this boundary, I'll know and I'll wake up.
Right, but then they will be standing right outside of the boundary. If perhaps we should keep a watch too.
There's
Both of
one
yeah.
marked at the entranceway as well. I wouldn't panic too much. He goes ahead. Torn goes ahead and kind of pulls the thread.
at the
Oh yeah,
nest.
Tony cast alarm as well. I saw that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
We shall keep a watch. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna keep a watch. Anyone want to
Oren.
join me? You're welcome.
We trust him enough.
See,
We
six
both need
people,
to sleep.
4 watches. We could do doubled up first and last watch, or however we want to do it.
Can any of you see in the dark?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
superior dark vision.
Soup can.
I seriously thought you were saying soup can, like Campbell's.
God damn
It's
it.
soup in a can.
I think everyone apart from Oren has dark vision.
I'll double up on watch with Oren.
Why did I choose a halfling?
Why didn't you choose a ghostwise halfling?
Uh,
Why
Shall I
didn't
go
you
with-
pick the
I did not know
edgy
that
halfling?
existed. I am still a D&D baby.
Yay.
Ghostwise halfling is the edgy halfling.
so cool.
The nose. Shall I go with one and you go with another?
Yeah, that's probably best.
Yes. All right.
One's gonna jump up from his place, kind of brush off his armor, and just say, "Well, I suppose we'll save the campfire story for another day then."
Well, if you have a story, tell us a story. You did not tell me that.
I love
Well, you
stories.
asked for one, so I was going to give one.
Will it be a Jotra-sized story or like a normal-sized story?
Hey.
You wanted to know what's going on. I was going to fill you in.
Oh,
You
yes,
get to my
please.
question though.
Yes, no, do tell
I
us.
do.
make it Jojo size. That's a good size.
Well, it won't take very long to talk about anyway. Essentially, there is a city in the middle of that wilderness. It used to be, well, it used to be just a regular city. The grass used to grow, farmland, everything you would expect. Until something happened. Someone tried to take too much, and the land decided to stop giving. The mountain erupted. Many mountains began to form around it. And nothing, well, basically nothing grew. Animals started appearing that were not native to the area nor native to this plane. Still, no one really knows what's going on, but somehow the city remains standing and active. As such, the earth around it also began to stop giving. And it spread and spread and spread until a group of artificers decided to erect the wall. And that stopped the spread. See, not much of a story to tell.
But River Rum's betrayal. Is that? I've heard that story. Is that associated here?
His eyes lock. Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Oh.
However, I also wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the reason. This was hundreds upon hundreds of years ago.
But the city still functions, yes, because those people wanted to go live in it.
Yillaten does still stand. It is still active. Lives in the shadow of the volcano of Thaith. But
the
it
land-
stands.
If the land yields nothing, how do they live?
I know of the land, but I've never been to Yilton, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Who's the faith in?
Hmm?
Who's their faith in? Is it themselves? Is it the land? Is it a deity?
I've never been, I do not know.
That's fair.
All I know is that there are creatures that roam that land that should not. But it has been hundreds of years, so
It must be brave people who live there then.
brave, foolish, depends on your outlook.
It's a very thin line.
Everything
Unless
depends
you
on
are a
the
trader, or you are one marked with a pass stone, then you usually do not have access to Yilton.
You said trader, someone who trades, not a traitor, someone who's betrayed. Right?
Trader.
Okay.
Merchant.
Merchant, okay.
A pass stone.
Yes, a pass stone.
And how do you get your hands on one of those?
Usually they are given to you. They are not exactly dished out. They're small green and brown stones.
Oh, a government-controlled stone to manage the magical barrier, correct?
Indeed.
Is it given out by the Arcanum?
The Magicanum do have access to these stones, yes.
But are they the ones who manage it?
I would assume so. Again, I've never passed the barrier, but they usually have their grubby mitts on anything that's magic related.
True.
So the people, they are not able to leave without one of these stones, and no one can go in to visit them without one.
Indeed.
And if you're a merchant, you're allowed free passage in and out.
Yeah, with the prisoners.
The city requires supplies, as you can imagine. But anyone who does leave Yilton doesn't speak of it.
Well, this is very interesting, but we are going to Zentane.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some of us get very interested in things and want to learn more about them. I just want to suggest that we are going to Zentane, not to the dead city of dead things.
Oh no, that's a prison. That's gotta be a prison.
Yes,
just good
I
to
think
know
that is a
is
good
my
word.
destination.
You are
Oh,
right
that's
to
good.
call it a prison. It is a prism of the Magicanum's making.
They control who goes in and goes out.
It's a prison of whoever started this making.
Or whoever
Prisons are
put
based
up the
on
wall.
laws. And laws could temporarily be just or unjust. I don't know the laws surrounding it, so it's an impossible judgment to make. But we'll be fine, I'm sure.
Whoever built the prison, the person who has the keys is the one who runs it.
No, I go to prison. I want to go to bed.
Again, depends on your viewpoint. He goes
My
ahead
view-
and stands
bed?
up and stretches out.
My viewpoint is that I am tired. Anyone else?
Agreed.
Yes.
Very
For
well.
once, we agree.
He goes ahead and twists and begins to walk to the other side of the beach.
Magic spells aside, I think I'll stay up for a few hours, keep an eye out,
I'll
keep
stay
an
with
ear
you.
out.
Yeah,
If anyone...
I'll stay with Oren. I got dark vision, and plus, once I go to sleep, I want to stay asleep, so I'll stay up.
All right.
Okay.
I can see in the dark too, but that's okay. You wait for me.
Ishton,
Oh no,
you
I'm
mind
being
if we
greedy. I
wake
want to
you for
sleep
second
after I fall
watch?
asleep.
I will wake up after you. You wake me up after your watch, Oren.
All right then.
And then I will get you Athenos after mine.
Okay.
All right, so who's taking first watch?
Oren and Jotra.
All right. Make perception checks for me, please.
That's a 2. 3 minus 1. Oh, yeah.
13! Which is
All
my lucky
right.
number this.
Jotra, you find your eyes a little bit too heavy as you're just trying to keep yourself awake at this point throughout your watch. As you're yawning and your eyes are flitting, and a couple of times, Oren, you've had to kind of and catch him as Jotra's.
Oh, okay.
Oi, you're
Oren.
always awake. How are you not awake now?
Oh, it's so much effort to be awake.
Oren, as you're taking a look around, you do not see anything out of the ordinary, but you do see a small fire on the other end of the beach, as Torn is just sat stoking it.
Okay.
Your watch goes by without a problem. You can go ahead and wake up the second watch.
Excuse me, ma'am. It's time for your watch.
All right, thank you.
And then you see.
I'm going to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna just go and hit the hay. I'll bring the dark one around with me.
Oh yeah, it's time for bed. I just didn't have a good watch. And then as Jotra lays down, you see he pulls like one of the same disc that you saw out early. And as he puts in his hand, you hear, like, without him singing over it, there's a soft sound of a female voice singing the same song. And then before he sleeps, he puts his head over the top of it, and then you can't hear it anymore as he sleeps with the glove against his ear.
You.
Aridin is sleeping next to Jotra, and as soon as Jotra lays down, she curls up in the leg pit.
Scratches.
Aridin does or Ashtalora?
Ashtalora.
Okay.
I was saying, you definitely said Aridin the first time, so I was like, okay, bit weird, but all right, I'll dig it.
No, the cat.
Not physically possible, I don't think.
No, Aridin's too tall for that.
And I can't remember who was sharing second watch with me. So I'll wake
you'll
up
find
Soup.
out. So you go to wake up Soup. Soup is not in his tent.
Oh.
That's not very wise of him. I'll look around for Soup, and if I don't see him, I'll wake up Aridin. Soup.
Did they see you, Soup?
Nope.
Nope. I'm
Alright.
up then.
I'll actually wake up Athanos.
Okay.
I had 2 hours left. Okay. Yeah.
I'm
what?
sorry.
What's that?
I'm sorry. Soup has snuck off.
Okay.
It seems to me like that is part of what we should be looking out for, yes? He
Oh.
left his tent. Did he leave his stuff?
Yes.
He left his tent. He left his things. He has so many weapons, I cannot tell if he took his weapon with him.
Okay. Let's
You
go.
can
look
go
for
back
him.
to sleep. You can go back to sleep. I just wanted to let you know.
No, I'll look. I'll help you look for him.
All right. We will go looking for Soup.
Yeah.
Soup, roll a stealth check for me.
All right.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Okay. It's 19.
Fuck.
You are good at stealth. Oh,
All right.
well,
You rolling against that or just not seeing him?
Yeah.
it is not you who's noticing,
Yeah.
first of all. So, as Athanos and Ishtin have begun to kind of take a look around, Soup, would you like to let people know what you're currently up to?
Soup has buried himself in the sand. He is watching Torn.
Oh, in that
Torn has
case,
not gone to sleep.
Yes.
in that case, can I use my tremor sense? He's
Uh,
literally in the ground.
And has to breathe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So when
you
you
would
wake,
know you have 120 foot of tremor sense. Just for the folks that don't know, we've done a little tweaking on the subclass. You'll be seeing a few interesting things pop up for Athanos. But yeah, you have 120 foot of tremor sense. So
Yes.
as soon as Soup has begun to kind of move, how close are we getting, Soup, realistically? How close are you watching Torn right now?
He doesn't need to be that close to him, so he probably like 50, 60 feet away.
Okay. So it takes you a moment as Athanos and Ishtar are taking a look around. Athanos, you kind of close your eyes. And do you have anything particular for your tremor sense, or does it kind of just come through you?
so I think by now he's not used to it, so it's still a bit overwhelming. But he just closes his eyes and concentrates, and it's kind of like a weird hum in the back of his head, like an internal compass, I guess. But instead of just going like the 360s, 3D is everywhere. So he's able to pinpoint there's something there, and then if he moves a little bit more, the image in his head gets a bit more clearer of what it is exactly. And then yeah, so eventually, after enough, I guess, breathing and fidgeting, maybe from Soup, he's able to realize that, oh yeah, that's not just a body, that's like Soup. That's Soup down there.
And Soup is buried underneath and just watching Torn from about this 50, 60 foot away. And Torn is still just sat at the fire. He's still just, still fully armed, fully armored, just stoking away.
Yeah, so I think I'd very tired. I'm like, Soup's fine. He's underground. And I was crawled back into my bed.
Okay, I don't know. Is he awake or is he? I need to have.
He's
somebody
good.
I will just keep watch by myself. All right. Good night.
Good night.
And I will proceed to keep watch all by myself.
Watch 2 perception checks. I will consider Soup a part of. I will consider Soup a part of Watch 2, technically.
13.
15.
Cool. Your watch, sorry, goes by relatively unabated. There's the occasional kind of sound of birds that are slowly beginning to kind of wake up, and sure enough, Torn is still at the fire.
In fact, I spend a lot of my watch sitting at the fire. And when I sit down, I just cock an eyebrow at him like, okay. And then I stay at the fire and I do my watch.
Are you walking over to where he has lain camp?
Oh, sure.
Or are you staying at his? You staying at yours?
Well, if he's stoking the fire at his own camp, I will go to his own camp. I will walk past him. I will give him a cocked eyebrow like, okay. And then I will go somewhere else because it's his camp and that's rude.
Okay. And there's no response from Dawn. Okay. Yeah, your watches go by pretty unabated. Pretty fine. You can go ahead and wake up the last Roch. Watch.
I wake up the Roch.
Roch, wake up.
I'll wake up Athenos and Eridan.
I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. Oh,
But
okay.
it was several hours, but
Okay. Yeah.
thank you for helping me find the lizard. It was not
Yeah.
very helpful for him to hide under the sand, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. But
I don't
yeah.
either. It is you and the winged one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then I just I don't get out of bed. I just sit up and just sit there.
And I make camp pretty much right by Athenos. Like, we're used to
Yeah.
traveling together. I make camp together.
So yeah, I just sit there
Yeah, as I
cross-legged.
get up, I make sure Jotra is still covered with a blanket.
I
Keep
watch,
watch.
Yeah.
Perception.
Third watch. Go ahead.
Every so often I switch between just my dark
Oh.
vision and tremor sense just to make sure.
Ouch.
Because my dark vision is a bit more limited than my tremor sense.
That's not good.
That
Yeah.
is a
12.
22.
I'm still sleepy.
Your watch goes unabated.
I think the whole time I'm still very ritualistically breaking my gun apart, putting it back together.
You take that thing apart a lot.
Yeah, just making sure it's in good working order. The last thing you want is a misfire during a fight.
I feel like the more you take it apart, doesn't that...
Not when you're careful.
I'll take your word for it. You okay? Sort of, noticed you wandered off earlier.
Yeah, I like my alone time.
If you say so.
What was that supposed to mean?
I think there's liking alone time and not being fond of strangers.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there as well. I
Fair
get my
enough.
fair share of strangers, and I like to do it on my terms, not by being thrown out of a flying ship and crash landing flying boats into a coast that we don't know the location of, you know?
I have to say, I would have much rather have met you not being thrown out of a ship. I agree with you there.
Yeah. This Jotra. I'm assuming you've met during the travels. You didn't grow up together or anything like that.
Met a few weeks ago.
Weeks.
I've only been awake for a month.
Okay. And I just don't say anything. I just go quiet after that.
There's a bit of
What
quiet.
you? Oh,
I was gonna say there's a bit of quiet, and as Eridan is about to respond, there's a slight whistle as Torn.
I'll look over at Athenos.
Go on.
She hesitates, but ultimately gets up and follows.
His hand stops. He points over to Athenos and beckons you both.
I look very disgruntled. I'm very upset. I'm like,
Disgruntled is such a crotchety word.
I was gruntled, now I'm disgruntled.
Disgruntled, to be fair, is sort of Athenos' safe space.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right on.
Yeah, that's very true.
Crotchety Yuan-Ti.
He's tired right now. He can't put on. He's just too tired to put on that persona right now. So he just can't.
I hold a hand out to Athenos.
He looks at it for a moment, like a long moment, and then takes it and.
Better go together than alone, right?
I guess so. Yeah, he takes your hand and pulls himself up. And we walk over.
Torn's peripheral kind of looks. He goes, you bought Slither me timbers too. Good. So, take a seat.
How long you been sitting on that one?
The name's Athenos.
Wonderful.
Prefer if you refer to me by that.
All right. Take a seat, shall we?
Take a seat, Athenos.
Okay, let's cut to the chase then, shall we? I think we're going to be the most similar people here in the sense that you don't trust a damn person, neither do I.
Okay, yeah.
So, let's be blunt and to the point. If I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead. If you wanted to kill me, I'd be dead.
I'm glad you know that. I know that too, yeah.
I'm not stupid. I see what you're carrying.
I mean, he hasn't really tried to hide it. But
there's also a lot of people in the world that don't know what they are, and I also know how dangerous they are. Therefore, I'm not going to be stupid and end up roadkill. So, let's just be blunt. We're going to be traveling together. If anything happens, I will defend yourself and your party. I do not expect the same back, but that is the end of the day. Exactly what my intentions are. I want us all to get there safely.
understood.
Kind of looks.
If
No,
you
go ahead.
watch,
No, he Athens just doesn't say anything. He just looks at him.
Turns directly now and locks eyes with you, Athenos. You don't have to like me. That's not my purpose here. So, if pointing that little thing at me makes you feel better, then go ahead.
there might have been a mistake or like a miscommunication, because it sounds like you gave me permission when I didn't need it. Thank you for being blunt. I will defend you. Not because I like you, because as you mentioned before, I don't. But because Jotra seems to trust you. And the last thing I want is to see someone Jotra trusts die in front of him. It's not great.
There's a long pause as he turns towards the camp. I don't think Jotra is your concern. I've not met a great many races in my time, but I have certainly met a few that can forge very important bonds. No harm will come of them. And that is what I can promise you. Are we agreed?
Sure. Yes, you watch our back, we'll watch yours. You don't kill us in the middle of the night. It only makes sense we're traveling together.
He nods towards Athanos. You're an asshole, but you're an honest one.
I don't have the energy to lie. Not right now, anyway.
He goes ahead and kind of waves to the side and just... And then there's you.
What about me?
Do you know?
Know what?
If you don't know, you don't need to know. He's going to go ahead and begin stoking the fire again.
I don't suppose it has what's to do with what's on your shield, does it?
There's no response.
She glares before standing up and walking off.
And Athnos does the same. He sits right beside Ishtin, and he kind of basically forgets that he's watching out for everyone else and just watches out for Ishtin.
Okay.
And I sit back down next to Jotra. I feel like it's like Jotra. I kind of imagine like Oren and Soup are like also. I'm covering everyone else.
I think Soup
Basically.
might still be in his burrow.
Soup fell asleep in the sand.
Well, see, Airden wasn't awake for that.
Yeah.
So the assumption is
That he's there. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, the intention's there.
And the rest of your watch goes by. The suns begin to crest across the cliff face that you can see out towards the ocean. You all begin to wake up one by one. Ishtin, I assume you may perhaps do another round of fishing
Oh, of course.
for breakfast.
And I would take a swim anyway, just because. So I might as well get fish and crab. Also, maybe a little seaweed, because I think some of them need to eat some like vegetables, leafy greens.
Jojo's gonna like brush his like it is like once he's awake, he like kind of rubs his eyes and he's like, oh. So what do you think Torn's real name is? I had a dream it was John, but that can't be right. I'm sorry, breakfast is good. Do we have coffee? I love coffee. Let me look at my pack. And he goes over to his pack and he starts digging around to see if he has any coffee. And puts together probably a little like what's it called? Percolator.
Yes.
Then he puts it on the fire. He gets out this little like stand, of course, and and he breaks it open. He's like, Corn, or whatever your real name is. You want some coffee? Your name's not John, is it? That'd be weird. Come on over, get some coffee.
He's currently standing at the exit way, just with his back on the wall.
Torn, coffee. You forgot you told us your name was Torn. That's what we call you because that's the name you gave us.
Is not a good morning person.
No, it is way too early in the morning.
Yeah,
please.
Absolutely right. Sorry.
I pat Jotra on the head and like as he's like gesturing, I just like put a mug in his hand.
Oh, thank God. Buddy.
Pat.
And he's gonna sit down and he's kind of he looks out and as he looks across the sea in the morning, he's like, why is it so all the time morning? And he puts his goggles on over his face and he's just kind of sitting drinking his coffee, like, and he kind of as he's looking at the sunrise, and he turns around and looks away from it and continues to drink his coffee.
Yes.
Wonderful. Any other morning antics that anyone would like to get up to?
I just want to lean over to Aridin real fast and just be like, I feel like it's gonna be like 5 seconds and he's gonna be back to full 100%. He should probably not drink coffee.
It's fine. It happens every morning. You kind of get used to it.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Have you had coffee before?
Once.
It's actually pretty good.
It's pretty nice. I'll try some.
And it's a super earthy blend from the city of Mirius. It's some of the little bit that he has left, and it's basically it's not like it's a very dark roast to really pull out like that really dark flavor out of it, and so it's like a rounded out, almost like it would taste like an almond or something, but it's been roasted so much that it's more of like it's almost like a slate undertone to it. So it's like the acidity of the coffee is really strong.
Okay.
As someone who doesn't drink coffee, I have no idea what you just said.
Me too.
I used to be a coffee master at Starbucks.
How is Soup handling the sand currently?
So, funny you should ask. I imagine Soup was awoken by waves starting to hit him as the tide shifted. He's like snorting salt water and is just kind of angry with himself. You probably would seek out Athenos immediately and just be like, I don't know, is Athenos awake at this point?
Yeah, I had last watch, so I was awake. I'm awake.
Okay. He just comes straight up to you without like any pretense. Just be like,
Hi, can you claim me?
Afraid I can't. I would if I could, but I quite literally can't. And like he actually tries, and you see like the glow of his the branding, it glows, and it kind of like not splutters, but it flickers and then dies down again. It's like, unless you want to get hurt, I guess. I don't want to explain it. I'm kind of new to this whole warlock thing, so
he sighs and like snorts salt water at you and just
okay, thanks.
And walks around and starts breaking down the camp.
Oh, I don't have anything to help either. I'm sorry.
He doesn't seem all that bothered by it. It was like he was upset for a moment and then just moved on.
I mean, we did get a full rest though, right?
Well, long rest, folks. Long
Oh, yeah.
rest.
Oh, God bless us all.
So Ishtin will bring her net full of fish and crab and seaweed and distribute it and say, you know, I recommend raw if you can handle raw, but we will cook if you need to cook. But we should get on the road soon before before that wall gets broken again and more things come through.
And before that thing that shot us down, I feel like
Comes
it
to
could
find
very
us.
easily.
Oh yeah. Eridan. And I kind of pull her to the side, just away from everybody. The stone. I think that thing you found is the pass stone.
Mm-hmm.
I prepared identify today if there's anything else we want. And once we're out of, we should be able to take a look. And then he goes, and afterwards he kind of gives her a nod, squeezes her hand, and then he heads over to Tony. He's like, I promised any lingering wounds would be cured. Do you have anything, any wounds left that I can help with? As I have a feeling your night's watch wasn't as restful as mine.
Hi, Scraticus.
Snap, Scraticus!
Heyo!
Oh, damn, you're definitely broken some emotions
Holy
here.
hell.
Watching, I was gonna say, you're watching just the wake up and a nice morning camp, some lovely breakfast and chatting away. hello.
Wow. Wow. Oh, hi.
Oh,
What a
else are
wonderful
we doing
raid.
during our lovely morning routines here?
I'm all
Oh,
ready to get on the road.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
I might steal Jotra's towel.
You can just do this. Okay.
I mean, if you
can
want
ask
to
for
sleight
it.
a hand,
God.
then you could go ahead and try and sleight a hand the talent away. You can do
Oh
that.
no.
My passive perception
Jotra-
is 9. It is not hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like Jotra's distracted because little Ash Delora is like fluttering and has perched herself on Jotra's shoulders and is.
How sneaky you feeling, Soup?
So,
And like
I
as she
wanna
gets on
put
his
this
shoulder,
in perspective.
he pulls her cat paws over his head and then like kind of like brings the wings over and he's like made her into like a little hat blocking him from the sun. That's a
It's
good
a cat
kitty.
hat!
Good kid.
Oh no.
He's cat.
I just
with
want
beautiful
everyone-
sun-blocking wings.
Yeah.
Air conditioning!
I need to know that the people who just joined, Ash Delora is my familiar. She's a Tressum. She's a black Norwegian forest cat with wings. And
Oh, whoa, that
she's
really
very
got
cute.
that specific. Okay, what?
Very specific.
Yeah.
Listen, they are beautiful animals. I take my cats very seriously.
Oh man.
So
All right,
Soup's trying to get a
awesome.
word in edgewise to ask for this towel, but Jotra's like busy talking with Eridan and has this cat on its head, so he's just like, and just like sees the towel on his pack and just grabs it.
Easy enough.
That's a 14. Sleight of hand.
That's gonna be enough, I think. Yeah. Just go ahead and.
And he just starts like dusting all the sand off of him.
Awesome. I believe that's pretty much everyone apart from Oren. What are we doing this morning?
Oren woke up, was drinking coffee with Eridan. Still kind of trying to get the balance of his new freshly carved quarterstaff going. But yeah, he's going to spend the morning just kind of working with that and kind of zenning out a little bit of meditation.
All right, awesome. And I believe, unless there's anything else that people want to kind of go ahead and cover during their little morning routines, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get yourselves ready to travel. Torn is still waiting by the entranceway as you're going ahead and packing everything down and grabbing your weapons and strapping yourself back up, apart from Ishtin, because Ishtin always sleeps in her armor. All right.
Always in my armor, I said, and that is the third time I spoke with my Newton.
Well, eventually we will be professional, but it is not this day.
You are very optimistic.
Torn is kind of beckoning people. As he goes ahead and pulls his long sword from his pouch. From his what is the word? Scabbard. There we go. I got there in the end.
It's a sword pouch. It's a pouch for swords.
Sword pouch.
Sword
For all of your
pouch.
sword-related needs.
In Vega, it is called a sword pouch.
In Vegas. Oh, Lord. That is not canon. That is not a thing that's actually happening. He goes ahead and pulls the blade from his sheath and just goes, well. He kind of twists and heads onwards.
Yes.
He take point. Does Torn take point?
Yeah, he's going.
Okay.
I mean, he knows.
I go as well. I give Ishin just a nod, like, I'll keep watch, and I go ahead as well.
Oh, yeah, no, we can move early. It's fine. It's fine. Just kind of wanders off
Put my hand
backwards.
on Jotra's back and just...
My God, little
Put my hand
legs!
on Jotra's back and just push.
Fine, I'm going. And he's got, like, and his coffee cup is, like, regular sized coffee cup, but he's a little size.
It is okay, Jotra. You will feel better
Yes.
soon. It's all right. Just give it a little time, and then you will not shut up for the whole rest of the day. It is okay. Come on.
That's my style. Fucking
I'm
son.
surprised it's taken this long.
I kind of like this kind of Jotra, I'll be honest. Let's keep going.
He will steal his coffee tomorrow night.
Good idea.
It's not funny. Not funny.
found the key to his power.
So funny. It is
It's a little
Trust
funny.
me.
It's a little funny. Athanos, you like this because this is the way you live. How do you live like this? I'm kidding,
Where
I'm kidding, because you have a better time than this. Where the fuck are we going?
Just wait until your brain turns on just a little
Yeah.
bit, okay?
Alright, fine.
You go ahead.
Torn, what's your name?
John!
Is it John?
Oh god.
I leave Jotra to be in the middle, surrounded by all of us, and I'll probably
Yeah.
be behind everyone. Jotra's
One by one,
surrounded
you
by
head
everyone.
through this. You head through this corridor. Yeah, Jotra's is being surrounded by people that are going to make sure he doesn't just collapse. And,
I feel like
It's a roll.
if at any point Jotra's doing one of these, Ashtalora does a flap, 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 flap.
yeah,
And then one wing together.
yeah, just keep him balanced. Keep him balanced. It's like a video game mini game. It's like whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's like
As
the
you come out of
entirety of
this,
Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Oh god.
As you come out of this breakaway, you do see the cart that was there from the night previous, along with the hastily made graves that you used to bury the people who were there. You begin to make your way past, and Torn actually stops for a second, kind of looks to the side. He goes ahead and pulls a gold coin from his pouch, just flicks it over, and he does that for every grave.
Can I
And
do
then
a religion
Just carries
check?
on walking,
See if I know why.
if you like.
14.
Okay. You're not entirely sure, as you don't kind of know what Torn himself is subscribed to, but there are a few rumors of that kind of coin for the ferryman kind of vibe that do exist in Vaka. There are a few different religions that actually subscribe to something quite similar. Ishtin, I hate you for that comment. Just for the people that can't see, toss a coin to your Witcher was
A
thrown in
valley
there.
of plenty!
Going to your dead guy.
And now this scene is ruined.
It took me everything in me to not belt that out, but my roommate is asleep and I'm about to be murdered. So
But
I'd be
yeah,
murdered.
he's gone ahead and thrown a coin onto each gravesite, and then just begins walking on.
And Ishtin will say quite audibly for everyone, I wish we had learned their names. I wish we knew their names. I wish that you had cared enough to ask their names, and I wish we had found them, because their families will never know where they went.
And there's not even a hesitation as Torn keeps walking.
Soup realizes that he can't see, and so he is going to climb up Ishtin's back to get up on her shoulders. And he says in her ear,
They will eventually.
True. This is true. Also, could you give me a little warning? Because it kind of tickles when you do that. So just let me know so that I don't, laugh so hard that you fall off.
Okay.
All right. But you're all right.
And on that rather wholesome note, as the party begin to travel, aiming for the city of Zatane, we're going to go ahead and wrap up there. This seems like a good place to carry on from next time. So, first of all, a massive thank you to everyone watching,
Yay!
joining us for our second episode in the wonderful homebrew world of Veka. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick pass for everybody. Where can we find you? What have you been up to? We'll start with Ty.
So I'm Ty, Hitchhiker of the Mind. You can find me on my own Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Hitchhiker of the Mind, on Twitter at HitchhikerMind, and I also run the DM Emporium, which is a sponsor of the show. If you use the code FWRD at the time of checkout at dmemporium.com, you'll save yourself 10% and have some money thrown to the channel. So toss a coin to your channel, huh? All right. Other than that,
Twitcher, you mean, I think.
toss a coin to your Twitcher. Oh my God, 10 out of 10.
Same.
All right, but that's me playing Jotra until something terrible happens to him, but hopefully not soon. So we'll find out what happens next time. That's me.
All right, Adam.
Hello, I'm Adam playing Oren Thistlefoot, the Halfling Monk. You can find me at AdamHardyVO on Instagram and Twitter. And right here at the Mind and the Martyr.
Creepy. All right, Sean.
Hi everybody, I'm Sean, at NoTweetSean on Twitter. You can find me in the Thread Raiders Discord and involved with anything that has Thread Raiders involved with it. You can find us at twitch.tv/Thread Raiders. I have my hands in many cookie jars. I'm a helper person, so if you need anybody, let me know, whether to tech host, play a character, DM a game, whatever you want to do, let me know.
Wonderful. All right, Cole.
Hi, howdy, hey, I'm Cole. You can find me at Cole Moriel on Twitter. I do lots of art things. I'm also going to be here Tuesday for The Gods We Know, and I'll be here again next Thursday. Come find me, come hang out in our Discord. We do a lot of art streams, so if you want to come hang out and paint with me, we do that in our Discord. We run pickup games, and come
Mini
play some games
painting.
with us.
Yeah.
Mini painting. We do a little bit of everything. Come hang out with us.
And if you want to assemble her work, just click on Jotra's portrait in the little D&D Beyond portrait. It's incredible. It's ridiculous. She's just oh yeah, magic, and you just watch it way faster than you can even imagine. It's
actually
freaking magic.
Jotra, Athenos, Eridan, and Ishtin
Are all Cole's works.
There you go. I didn't know if everybody else's were done yet, so.
Hell yeah.
Nope.
Character art coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, Drac.
So I'm Drac or Draconics on Twitter and Twitch. Not as active on Twitch as I should be. I'm sorry, guys. I will change that hopefully. But when I am on Twitch is mostly on Friends Who Roll Dice. I'm playing Athenos, the Yuan-Ti Warlock, and I'm here every Thursday. So yeah, catch me here. And also in Discord as well. So yeah, join a Discord. I chat about anything and everything, I'll be honest.
Awesome. And Jen.
Jen, even though my Twitter handle is right up here, I'm going to say it anyway, because that's my tradition. You can find me at Quixote Jen on Twitter, QUIXOTEJEN, 1N, not 2. And I'm on the Discord a lot for Friends Who Roll Dice. I'm so excited by the community that like we've already gathered around and how active everyone is and positive and supportive of each other. So I'm on there a bunch. And if you want to see cute pictures of my dogs, one of whom just visited us a few minutes ago, come do that too. And we're going to start organizing pickup games. We already have one. Actually, Cole's going to DM one, and we're going to try to do one at least once a week. So any cast member from either of our shows will either be DMing or playing in some, so you get a chance to meet us, interact with us, and know who's running the channel. So yeah, that's that. And I'm going to be on Other Doc on Sunday, 12 to 3 in Secco Creek Vigilante Committee, and I think that I get to use like my only other accent. Because I think it's
yes,
my only other one, but I get to use it, so that's nice. So that'll be cool. And then you can see me on Tuesday from 6 to 9 Pacific time, the time that matters to me, on The Gods We Know. And I can be in my sweet Genasi mood on Tuesday. Good to see everybody.
Awesome. And I'm Ray. You can find me at Bearded Baymax on Twitter. You can also find me here, DMing the Mind of the Martyr, bringing these wonderful people through the world of Veka. You can also find me on Tuesdays as Tobias Litter, the slightly Irish debonair in The Gods We Know. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. Another quick plug for our wonderful sponsors, both DM Emporium and the wonderful folks at So Nerdware. If you go ahead and do FWRD in DM Emporium, I believe,
Yep.
and that'll get you 10% off. You can also go ahead
Absolutely.
and put friends into So Nerdware at checkout, and that'll also net you 10% off. So yeah, we've got 2 fantastic sponsors here. You can find us, Friends Who Roll Dice, on Twitter at Friends Roll Dice, or you can find us on Mind and Martyr Twitter as well. And there is a Discord link that has been scattered throughout the chat. Come join us, join the community. It's going to be bloody fantastic. And yeah, I believe that should be pretty much everything, apart from the fact that we are going to raid.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
Me rating live action roleplay.
live action roleplay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll the credits, but stick around because we're still raiding. It's just we roll the credits for all the lovely people who have been working very hard on this. So we're gonna roll the credits, but stick around for the raid. It'll happen right after this.